Brooksby now takes advantage of a slip from Pete. Brooksby towards the edge of the area, cuts in field, takes a shot from distance. Wayne Brooksby with the left boot hits the bottom right hand corner, and the former Ferriby man comes back to haunt the side that he once played for.
Good afternoon and welcome back here to Nethermoor Park, where the Lions take on Aldershot for another Vanarama National game here on a sunny Saturday afternoon. A game that we've been vastly looking forward to. A chance opportunity, in fact, to avenge that 3-0 defeat in the FA Trophy in January 2014. But more importantly, a chance for us to get another 3 points onto the board if we possibly can. Because it's been a super start from the Lions so far, and we hope after that long trip to Barrow during the week we can continue with the fine form on show here at Nethermoor. It's going to be a exciting afternoon of football. Aldershot feature some very good players. It'll be a very tough task. Richard Brodie amongst them, who scored for the visitors on Tuesday night. Stick here with us on Guiseley AFC Radio. Chris Bell and Colin Robertson bringing you full match commentary.
Now on the edge of the 18-yard box, comes charging in, plays the ball across the face of goal. Into the back of the net, and it's Adam Boys who has scored Guiseley's third. The Lions are in dreamland this evening.
Yes, good afternoon and welcome here to Nethermoor Park for a fine, humid, warm afternoon here in Yorkshire, as we're looking very much forward to this Vanarama National League game between the Lions and Aldershot. Aldershot Town, of course, a team that we know from previous last season when we played them in the FA Trophy. It wasn't a happy occasion on that afternoon as the Lions fell to a 3-0 defeat. I'm sure Mark Bauer, though, will be really incentivising his team to get over that defeat and bring the points back here to Nethermoor. And it's been a very good start, hasn't it, to the season so far, Chris?
It has indeed. Very good start. As it is, Guiseley sitting 10th. If you'd have said after the first 4 games of the season that Guiseley would be sitting 10th in the league, I don't think many Guiseley fans, frankly, would have believed you. But that is the reality. We are sitting level on points with Grimsby Town, one of the strongest forces in this division. And it has been an outstanding start. One of the interesting things, we're speaking to a couple of the Aldershot media guys earlier, in terms of the avenging that 3-0 defeat from last season, there isn't a single player in the Aldershot squad now that was playing for Aldershot on that day.
Well, that's quite a statistic, isn't it? Because that was a tough afternoon for us. We really struggled against Aldershot on that day. There did seem to be a little bit of a difference in class between the side that we had in the Vanarama National North, as it is now, obviously Conference North then. And when you look at our side, we've also strengthened, haven't we, considerably from that occasion. And, the likes of Tom Craddock and Robert Atkinson, they've been great additions, haven't they, since the new season has started?
They have, and they've been crucial as well, especially in the case of Rob Atkinson. And, of course, Adam Lockwood, of course, somebody else that's returned. Them two have formed a very solid, a like-minded partnership at the back. We talked on Tuesday night at Barrow about them, and pace is the issue there. We both mentioned that could be a bit of a concern. However, the experience, the physicality, the aerial ability is second to none there. And as for Tom Craddock, he's just so unfortunate not to have opened his Guiseley account yet, because he's hit the woodwork twice in these first 4 games. And not just that, he has played well as well in the matches.
Yeah, he really impressed, I thought, again on Tuesday night, didn't he? And it was unfortunate, like you say, to hit the woodwork, and that's twice. He's had a goal ruled off as well here against Kidderminster. He scored what we thought the lead, gave us the lead on that last Saturday. But it's just that rub of the green hasn't come from. Mark said in his post-match interview last Saturday that he did feel that there was a bit of a thumping in for a side. Is that a little premature to be so optimistic?
Possibly. I don't think we entirely share Mark's optimism. It's nice to hear him say that, to be honest. And the performances generally, I think, have warranted more goals. I mean, we've only scored 3 so far in these opening 4 games. So the performances have warranted more goals. Are we due a thumping? I don't know. I'm not sure it's going to come today either, to be honest, because the calibre of opposition we're going to come up against, we're always going to be the underdogs generally.
Yes, well, let's just reflect on Tuesday night's game, because I spoke to Mark Bauer after the match, and here is that interview, and here's his thoughts. Joined by Mark Bauer after the 1-1 draw at Barrow. Mark, you spoke before this game about wanting to avoid the repetition of those 1-0 defeats in the past. You've done so. Are you happy with the point from here?
I think you've got to be. You only have to look at their home record last year. They've set off with a good win at home against Dover a week last Saturday, and then going behind as well, to come back from behind and get a point at Barrow. I think it's a terrific result for us, and on the back of 2 home wins, got to be pleased with a point.
Their goal, first goal, seemed to be a bit of controversy from what we were seeing in the stands. There seemed to be a question of handball in the build-up to the movement. What's your take on that?
Well, it was just an absolute blatant handball. I don't think the lad could have reached any higher above his head to handball it. Similar to the Welling penalty incident, the hand was that far above the head, and you just wonder how it can be missed by all the officials. They're mic'd up. It's just when it's so blatant like that, you just think they can come to the right conclusion. And then he's even had an opportunity from the ball coming back in the box. You see it all the time when an incorrect corner's maybe given, then the soft foul on the keeper's given. Everyone's happy and there's no controversy around it. But no, he didn't take that opportunity, and we could have defended it better, certainly. I think Drench is a bit unlucky with it popping up and it and bouncing off the chest. I'm disappointed that their lad was first to react to knock it in, but no, I thought we reacted well after that. A bit of quality from Nick with a goal, and I felt we deserved it on the balance play in the first half, certainly.
That equaliser from Nicky Boschel, as you say, was a very special moment, wasn't it?
Yeah, he did a very similar thing against Bradford Park Avenue in pre-season. We know he's got that quality delivery on him. I thought he put in some great balls from set pieces second half. I thought the boys had a really good chance with a header. He's got that quality, and we just got to get him on the ball in the right areas. He's come back from pre-season. His fitness levels have been, much improved on where I've ever seen him before, and he's really, with his performances in pre-season, said I want to start that first game of the season, and he's done that, and at the minute his performances are warranting him staying in the side, and long may that continue.
Created plenty of chances this evening. We could have snuck the 3 points. Do you feel we're being as clinical in front of goal as we should be?
No, we've had more than enough chances, to win tonight. I think they have had a few chances as well, to be fair. But I think, we've really seen the whites of the goalkeeper's eyes on a couple of occasions. Certainly one really good one with Boise and one really good one with Tom, and then Wayne on the follow-up as well. So disappointed we've not taken those. I'm sure they'll come. The bigger concern is when you're not creating the chances. But yeah, you don't like to say it, but I think sooner rather than later someone's going to get done 3 or 4. Just hopefully it'll be sooner. But no, pleased with how we're playing, pleased with the build-up play, and we're certainly creating those chances. And I'm sure the goals will come.
Games coming thick and fast at this stage of the season. Saturday, then Aldershot Town at home. What are your thoughts ahead of that?
Another difficult one, yeah, and established football league stroke conference side over the last few years. So yeah, going to be another difficult test. We'll patch ourselves up on Thursday again and look to go again. But the lads' fitness levels look good. We're still pushing forward in the 94th minute tonight, and I thought we've looked strong and fit over the 3 games previous as well. So look forward to that game. And hopefully we can, finish off. We've sort of had a spell of 5 games in those first 2 weeks. Give a little breather in the week after that. So hopefully we can finish those 5 games with a good performance and a good result.
Thanks, Mark. That was Mark Bauer speaking to me after the game against Barrow on Tuesday night, and obviously very pleased with the fitness. He was pleased with the endeavour of the side. Just a little bit. Not concerned exactly, frustrated as we said that we hadn't taken our chances enough when they were presented to us, but on balance it wasn't a game we deserved the 3 points. I thought a draw was a fair result.
Yeah, very much so. As Mark said right at the start of the interview, you'll take a point away from Barrow. Not many teams will take anything away from Barrow, so we can look at that as a good result. We heard him there, he's confident that at some point somebody is going to be on the end of a bit of a beating. As I said before, I admire his optimism. We do need to start taking the chances, but I'm not sure that you can really say that in this league, if you know what I mean. You know what I'm trying to say, I think.
Yeah,
I'm not saying it very well.
It's tough to see which teams are the ones that you would expect to give a thumping, because there aren't too many of them. In fact, we played one of them on the opening day of the season. I'm sure that's one of the sides that you would think might, suffer heavy defeat. But of course, we might be the side that others are looking at and thinking exactly the same about.
Yeah, I completely agree with you there. I think the likes of when it gets to Christmas time in Grimsby, you've seen that they've got little old Guiseley, coming to Blundell Park, that they will be expecting to put a few past us. The worry for me is that the football they've been playing, over last season and the start of this season, they could do so. We're going to have to be on our best. But it is the big sides like that are going to be looking at us as a not just, as a chance to add up the goal difference.
Okay, well, let's go through the two sides now. And first of all, the teams lining up for Aldershot Town. Phil Smith is the goalkeeper. Jack Saville, Luke Oliver, Sam Hatton, the captain, Jim Stevenson, Shay Alexander, Omar Beckles, Reese Brown, Jake Gallagher, Richard Brodie, and Dan Walker. Just dwell on that for a moment there, Chris. Who are the names that you're thinking and looking out for this afternoon and thinking they're danger men?
I think the danger man has got to be Richard Brodie. He's got so much experience at this level of football. I saw him play for Southport at the back end of last season, and he still looks sharp. He's been at this level for a while. He's still, 29, 30 there or thereabouts, I think. He's somebody that is very much capable of scoring goals. At the back, for me, you've got Luke Oliver, of course, somebody that will be relatively familiar to these parts with his spell at Bradford City. And a surprising signing in terms of the stature of him is Jack Saville, because he was instrumental in the Barnet side that won the league last season. A former Chelsea youngster. I was very surprised to see him go. And I think for a side like Aldershot, they've done well to get him signed up.
In the Lions lineup, Stephen Drench, it's exactly the same as last Tuesday's lineup. Stephen Drench in goal, Danny Lowe, Adam Lockwood captain, Jake Lawler, Wayne Brooksby, Danny Boschel, Adam Boys, Tom Craddock, Will Hatfield, Nicky Boschel and Rob Atkinson. On the bench for us, Dan Atkinson, Ryan Toulson, Gavin Rothery, Zach Thompson and Liam Dickinson today. What do you make about this consistency of performance? I mean, Danny Boschel obviously is the only change this season. He was always due to come back in, I think, into midfield instead of Zach Thompson. What do you make of Mark's view of sticking with the 11 that seems to have fared him so well in the opening weeks?
It's certainly showing that he's confident, isn't he? He's confident with his selection. He's confident he's getting results, and so far I think it's entirely justified because we've picked up 7 points from these first 4 games. I say it just shows he's happy with things. He's not panicking about anything. He doesn't need to with the results that we're getting. It has to be said. You've got to feel sorry for some of the ones that aren't getting in though, like Jake Charles and Luke Porritt, who haven't made the bench at all as yet. And Luke Porritt, I really expected to be in and around that side because he had an excellent pre-season. But no, Mark's pleased. Unless he has to make changes, he won't do. We've seen Danny Hall, somebody that we expected to again be in and around that squad, go out on loan this week. So he's happy with what he's got. It's getting the results that he's after, and so far so good.
Yeah, well, talking of that loan switch for Danny Hall for a month, and he has gone out to Bradford Park Avenue for a month's loan, and we expect him back for the Dover game. But that's got to be thought of as fitness for Danny, hasn't it?
Yeah, I was going to say, I think the interesting line in the what's been written in the press article was he's expected to return before the Dover game. There's a clear, defined date of he will be coming back, and it doesn't, to me, read as though the chances are that loan could be extended. To me, that reads as this is Danny going out to get his fitness. He's not going to get in the starting lineup at the moment because of how well Lockwood and Atkinson are playing. So this is his chance to go out, get game time, get match fitness, and then come back and re-challenge for a starting spot.
One man perhaps we haven't expected to do quite so well in the side as he has been Nicky Boschel. He's had a superb start to this season, hasn't he? Capped off with that great goal on Tuesday against Barrow. We'll get your thoughts on Nicky's performances, Chris. Let's first just have a little recap with the interview that you had with him after the game on Tuesday night.
With Nicky Boschel after Guiseley's 1-1 draw at Barrow. Nicky, first of all, can you start by summing the performance and the result for me, please?
I don't think what we've just said there, I don't think it's a bad point coming here on a Tuesday night. we're a little bit mad with boys. He's a bit mad, and Tom's a bit mad with himself because we've had 2 1-on-1s. We couldn't come away with 3 points. But again, it's not a bad point away from home on a Tuesday night against it's a difficult to come here and get points. So yeah.
And against the side that, of course, have gone full time, does that make it all the more important to get these points?
Yes, I suppose so. Yeah, but it's just a difficult place to come in. We've struggled here last two times we've come. We played well, but we struggled to get results. And I said I don't think it's a bad point at all. Fairly happy in there.
Seems to be a game where there was lots of chances for both sides, to be honest, and really a game that could have been more high scoring, could have gone either way. Yeah,
there were a couple from each, weren't there? Renshi made a couple of good saves. Tom's hit post, boys, he's put it wide at goal. Could have been a few more goals, couldn't it? But we'll take a 1-1.
Talking about the goal that we conceded in the build-up, seems to be a lot of shouts for handballs. What's yours and the lads' take on that?
Yeah, we were fuming with that, to be honest. It's a blatant handball. Everyone around ground saying it, except liner or ref. Unbelievable. And then it bounced up and Drench's parried it or whatever, and he's followed it in, hasn't he? But yeah, it should have been a free kick to us, without a doubt.
On a brighter note, let's talk about the equaliser. Your free kick, stunning.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Hopefully, I found my range again. Actually, I scored for a few free kicks for a while. Obviously, got one at Park in pre-season. So yeah, see going top corner, more than happy.
How pleased he is to be on the score sheet at this level.
Yeah, I was hoping to get one before today. To be honest, just haven't really fallen to me out yet at the moment. But yeah, delighted with getting first goal of the season, and hopefully a few more to come. 7
points from the first 4 games. How are you and the lads looking at the season so far?
Yeah, I think we're happy with that. Like I said, we could have sneaked a little 3 points today. So what happened at Welling, we missed chances there, and we could have come away with 3 points there. So we could have had more, but 4 games, 7 points. I think that's not bad at all.
I'm looking ahead back at Nethermore on Saturday for the visit of Aldershot Town.
Yeah, another tough game like they all are in this league. But we've done well first 2 at home, so carry it on.
Well, that was Chris Bell talking to Nicky Boschel after Tuesday night's game, in which the Lions drew 1-1, and Nicky Boschel scored such a superb free kick to get us back on level terms just before the break. Chris, we were just saying beforehand, what are your views on how Nicky seems to have progressed, hasn't he? He seems to have really embraced the step up in the early stages of this season.
Yeah, he has. He's somebody that, if I'm completely honest, at the end of last season, I didn't expect him to be in the starting lineup for this season. That's my honest opinion. But he's somebody that has been given this opportunity in the starting lineup at this level, and is, generally speaking, been very, very good. He's worked hard. He's shown a lot of effort, a lot of commitment. He's finally come up with a product from a free kick as well, and in spectacular fashion on Tuesday night. I think he is actually growing into his role in this side in this league, because, as I say, I didn't expect him to be in there from the start. I think he's grateful for the chance to be in from the start, and he's taking it well, and he's putting the performances as well that are keeping him there.
One man who will be frustrated that he didn't get on the score sheet that Nicky was talking about in that interview was Adam Boyes, who obviously was playing against his old side, and he looked very energetic. He certainly looked up for it, didn't he? But he just hasn't found his shooting boots, has he, yet this season?
I spoke to him before the game at Barrow, and he was desperate. Like, you've never seen a man quite so possessed to get on the score sheet against your former side. He struggled, hasn't he, with his feet? He got that brilliant header last Saturday, cracking goal, but with his feet, he's just looking rusty, I think is the best term. And so he rushed a chance that he had on Tuesday night in the opening couple of minutes, and that would have given us a dream start. From then, he didn't really ever get into the game to great effect. It's hard to say, because he wants to do well, and he's saying all the right things. He's off the mark at least. It's just now making sure for him that it isn't too long before he's finding the back of the net again.
A lot of games going on today in the Vanarama National League, full programme. Of course, earlier on, we'll keep you up to speed with all of the local teams as well. If you're tuning in, Leeds have drawn 1-1 against Sheffield Wednesday. Barnsley are Bradford in League 1 and Fulham Huddersfield in League 2. Vanarama National League, though, today, Braintree Southport, Cheltenham Barrow, Dover versus Altrincham, Eastleigh Macclesfield, Forest Green Lincoln City, Gateshead versus Kidderminster. Gateshead next up here at Nethermore. Grimsby Torquay, here's Guiseley Aldershot, Halifax Bromley. Halifax had a terrible start to this season, haven't they? Woking Chester, Tranmere Boreham Wood, and Wrexham versus Welling. So some interesting fixtures today.
I think every game there is a long journey as well for the away side, regardless of the fixture.
Well, welcome here to Nethermore, where the Lions are about to take on Aldershot Town. And those two sides will line up as follows. Stephen Drench in goal, Danny Lowe, Adam Lockwood, Jake Lawler, Wayne Brooksby, Danny Boschel, Adam Boyes, Tom Craddock, Will Hatfield, Nicky Boschel and Rob Atkinson. On the bench, Dan Atkinson, Ryan Tilson, Gavin Rothery, Zach Thompson and Liam Dickinson. For Aldershot, it's Phil Smith, Jack Saville, Luke Oliver, Sam Hatton the captain, Jim Stevenson, Che Alexander, Omar Beckles, Reece Brown, Jake Gallagher, Richard Brodie and Dan Walker. On the bench, Matthew Barnes-Homer, Charlie Walker, Tom Richards, Dan Thomas and Chris Parker. Referee today is Wayne Barrett, assisted by Ben Cook and George Warren. Fourth official is Richard Watson. Two sides just shaking hands as they come out in front of us. Guiseley will be playing in white shirts, navy shorts and socks. Aldershot will be in all red. This is a important game for the Lions today, and after a good start, a bright start here at Nethermore, 2 wins out of 2, and another point on the road against Barrow. We're in a good shape in the first 4 games, but this is another big test, isn't it, for us?
It is. Aldershot haven't started particularly well, but it's early doors. There's enough quality on paper in that side to cause some serious problems to a lot of sides. The fact that they can have someone like Matthew Barnes-Homer sitting on the bench as well, an experienced goal scorer at this level, says a lot about their squad. So, as I say, this is going to be a tough one, but it's one that I think is winnable for Guiseley off the back of the 2 home wins that we've had here already.
Well, a big shout out to the Guiseley Supporters Club who have sponsored today's game. I know there was a number of guys who entered themselves into the draw to be the recipients of the hospitality, and hopefully the Lions on the field can do them justice in the game that they've sponsored and get the 3 points this afternoon. The two sides just getting ready for the coin toss. Referee calling across the 2 captains, Adam Lockwood and Sam Hatton. Shake of the hands. And it's a warm day today. This is one of the things we haven't really discussed or touched on. The conditions are going to be challenging, aren't they? Because it's very humid. It's overcast, but it's very humid and warm.
It is. It's an odd day weather-wise, isn't it? Driving across here at lunchtime-ish, and I think it went from, dark grey skies to bright sunshine, and we've had all manner of things in between. We haven't had any rain yet, although right now that probably wouldn't come amiss to help cool everybody down, because, as you say, it is bright, but it is very humid.
We are expecting some rain later on this afternoon, according to the forecast. So the weather conditions may change as this match progresses. Guiseley are going to kick off. They're going to be shooting from right to left as we watch this game in the stand. Altrincham in their all-red kit, defending the railway end of the ground. Referee just going through the final checks before blowing the whistle. And we're off. Danny Boschel making his first start at Nethermore this season. Plays the ball to left back, and it's punted long by Danny Lowe. Picked up by Jake Lawler on the halfway line. Back to Lowe. And Hatfield plays it up towards Craddock. Craddock spins off, gives the ball to Boyes, looks for the return. Can't get it. It's defended by Aldershot. And now brought up to the halfway line by Alexander. Shea Alexander tries to lay the ball forward through the guys in midfield. Blocked by Jake Lawler, and then a good interception from Danny Lowe, but Aldershot picked the second phase up here with Hatton. The captain sends it back to the goalkeeper, Phil Smith, who launches the ball upfield, and it's flicked on there by Richard Brodie, who's certainly, for my money, the man that we will be watching very closely this afternoon.
Yeah, very much so. He is a goal scorer at this level. He's done it many times in the past, wherever he's been. So he's somebody that we're going to have to keep a very close eye on. Thankfully, I think from the centre-half's perspective, he's not the paciest, at least. So it's going to be an interesting battle between the centre-halves of Atkinson and Lockwood and Richard Brodie.
Stephen Drench hits touch with the clearance. And it's all the way into Aldershot's left-back position. They managed to get the ball clear up towards the halfway line, but an interception from Adam Boys knocks the ball out, and it's going to be an Aldershot throw. Still inside their own half. Just a minute and 30 on the clock. Guiseley and Aldershot 0-0 here at Nethermore Park. Rob Atkinson having to muscle off Brodie and head the ball back to Stephen Drench.
Bit of safety first from Rob Atkinson. Just making sure the ball gets back to Drench.
Guiseley now battling in the final third, but can't retain possession. And Aldershot clear, and they get the ball up towards Dan Walker, who just can't control, and the ball is played back to Stephen Drench. He in turn hoofs the ball away, and Guiseley now have the ball at the feet with Hatfield in right back position. Hatfield square plays a 1-2 with Danny Boschel, and it's still in Guiseley's back line. A bit of time on the ball for Atkinson, plays it to Lockwood. Guiseley captain plays eventually a long ball forward up towards Nicky Boschel. He flicks on, looking for Craddock, but it's a thumping header away. Guiseley again pick up the second phase with Nicky Boschel inside the centre circle. 1-2 with Jake Lawler, now with Craddock. He plays it out to the left-hand side, where Danny Lowe has got a bit of space to work in. He crosses into the area, looking for Craddock. Just beyond him, Wayne Brooksby at the back post. He takes a shot over the bar. Good move there from Guiseley. Wayne Brooksby perhaps didn't expect the ball to come to him. Craddock tried the acrobatic overhead kick, didn't make connection with it. It fell to Wayne Brooksby, but he couldn't keep the shot down, and it's a goal kick to Aldershot.
Two excellent passes in the build-up. The first one to come across to Danny Lowe on this left-hand side, and then what a brilliant whipped ball that was into and across the penalty area. Really unfortunate for both Craddock and Boyce to not make contact. Came for Brooksby, and the chance just went wasted really over the top from him.
Brodie now dispossessed. Well by Hatfield. He gets the ball away and gives it to Brooksby. Brooksby can't take it past his man, and it's picked up now by Stevenson. Now on the left-hand side for Aldershot as they attack. Jake Gallagher, centre midfielder, plays the ball forward, up looking for Walker, who's got it into the penalty area, can't control, and it's out for a Guiseley goal kick.
Yes, another ball forward there from Aldershot. Not being controlled. Gives Steve Drench another chance to take this goal kick and to get it long downfield. There's plenty of height in this Guiseley line.
Stephen Drench will take the goal kick away to our right. Danny Lowe just inside the Aldershot half. Looked like the intended target's gone towards Jake Lawler. Nicky Boschel closing down the clearance from Alexander. It bounces back and into the hands of Phil Smith. 0-0. 5 minutes gone. Bright start from the Lions.
Yeah, absolutely. Best chance so far, best bit of passing play that we've seen so far has been for Guiseley.
Jake Lawler just getting himself into a muddle though, and he's to knock the ball out for a Aldershot throw just up from the corner flag on this right-hand side. A good opportunity now for the visitors to get the ball into the Guiseley penalty area. Looks like they're going to go with a long throw. Alexander steps up to take. Actually, it's short. And he goes for the return ball. He's forced back a bit, and that gives Danny Lowe an opportunity to tackle him, bounce the ball back off Alexander and get the throw. And I think Aldershot will be disappointed with that move. They rather let that opportunity pass. Yeah,
very much so. It was basically a free chance to work the ball towards goal there from Jake Lawler's poor ball. But Danny Lowe did well there after some poor control from Shea Alexander to play the ball off him and get possession back for Guiseley.
In the Vanarama National North, Nuneaton 0, Stockport County 1, early score. Keep you up to date with all of the North and the conference scores. 0-0 here, Hatfield on the ball. gets a throw for Guiseley inside his own half, level with the centre circle, inside the Guiseley half on the right-hand side. And Hatfield looks to send this down that line, up towards Craddock. He is unable to meet the ball. Saville heads out. And again, we wait for the ball to return. Hatfield. Square to Lawler. Lawler on the halfway line. He plays it back here to Lockwood. Lockwood now flicks the ball out to Danny Lowe on the halfway line, but guys, you have players in advanced positions to aim for. Danny Boschel now looks to hold on to it. Doesn't rush the pass. Gives it back to Lockwood, who in turn, actually, he just overhits the ball and then gets himself into a little bit of trouble and concedes a throw-in, and that gives possession straight back to Aldershot.
Yeah, he looked like he was just going to try and take a slight touch to come out to this left-hand side and just completely overhits it, put it out for another poorly conceded throw for Guiseley.
Alexander takes it. Brodie flicks on. Walker looking to capitalise, but it's rolled through to Stephen Drench. But a couple of loose touches, Lawler and Lockwood, and you just think you can't do too many of those in this competition. Guys, who get the ball now inside the Aldershot half. Here with Brooksby, now to Hatfield. Hatfield, the right back, comes down the right-hand side. He tries to combine with Brooksby, but he's tackled and dealt with by Reese Brown. Guys, now on a defensive duty as Brown takes the ball over the halfway line, skips past Jake Lawler, flicks the ball into the feet of Jim Stevenson. Out to the left-hand side, there's a flag up against Brodie, and the danger passes. But they're just any loss of possession, and you feel the game turns, doesn't it? And we're pressured at the other end.
Yeah, absolutely. When you take that example for Aldershot in possession for a few moments, and they work the ball nicely down towards the Guiseley final third.
There's a correction. It's actually Nuneaton 0, Stockport 0. Still in the National North, so no goals to report. Nor here. Hatfield runs into trouble, tackled by Stevenson inside the Aldershot half. Ball here with Reese Brown. He curls it across field, flicked on by Alexander. Guiseley now have the ball with Danny Lowe. Danny Boschel nutmegs Hatton. Gives the ball to Jake Lawler inside the centre circle. Out to the right-hand side where Hatfield collects. Patient passing move from Guiseley at the moment, but not making much possession. Just stretching the Aldershot midfield a little bit, but patient build-up play. The ball still on the halfway line. Gives it to Craddock. Craddock is tackled, and he's well tackled by Omar Beckles. Beckles lays it back here to Saville, who launches it down the left-hand side. Taken down by Walker. Dan Walker spins on the ball, gets past Atkinson. Good tackle comes in from Atkinson, just as he looked like he'd got away from him. And Atkinson takes the ball off Walker. Now Guiseley have it with Danny Boschel. In the centre circle, he lays it to the left-hand side, Nicky Boschel. And Danny Lowe just comes up before going back to Danny Boschel. Guiseley again just holding onto the football. A little bit more patience about them than previous couple of games here at home, and it goes long eventually down the left-hand side looking for Danny Lowe. Lowe gets the touch from Alexander, so he makes the throw quickly to Danny Bosch. Nicky Boschel there. Cross comes in, and Tom Craddock was on the end of the cross from Nicky Boschel. It was a decent ball, but he just couldn't keep the header down, and it's behind for a goal kick.
That was another good chance for Tom Craddock there. Cracking ball in from Nicky Boschel. And Craddock rose well, got his head on it, but just got slightly under it. And saw that go over the top of the crossbar.
Well, that's a couple of good crosses into the box and a couple of good chances. Again, just not showing the clinical finishing that is required. Wayne Brooksby and Tom Craddock now have had good chances. Guiseley, meanwhile, just concede a throw on the edge of the centre circle. Still 0-0 here at Nethermore Park. Guiseley and Aldershot Town. The free kick will be taken by Sam Hatton, the captain. And Aldershot have 4 or 5 players on the edge of the 18-yard box. They're going to try and get Omar Beckles into play as well. The centre half comes forward to also add his aerial threat. It's played in towards the penalty spot, up there towards Brodie. Brodie flicks on brilliantly with his head. And Stephen Drench was underneath it and happy to watch it go over the bar, but it was a dangerous little move from Brodie. He pulled off the backline well, just couldn't direct the header on target.
Yeah, that was almost a very, very nicely worked free kick from Aldershot's point of view, but thankfully for Guiseley, Brodie's header a little bit too much over the top of the crossbar, but the movement there, it was rather simple from Aldershot, but it was effective.
Clearance from Stephen Drench. He finds Wayne Brooksby on the halfway line, who takes it down very well. Then plays it up towards Boys. Doesn't find his man. Then Brooksby's taken down. A very heavy challenge here, and I think the referee might just bring the book out for the first time this afternoon. Brooksby's down in a bit of pain, but that was a late challenge there from Jake Gallagher, and rightly so, he'll go in the book.
Yeah, it was, wasn't it? Lunging late from Gallagher, the former Welling man. And Wayne Brooksby looks very, very uncomfortable at the moment as Martin, the physio, is treating him.
Yeah, he's down on the ground, and I think he's taken quite a thump there. Wayne Brooksby, a very heavy challenge from Jake Gallagher. Earns the Aldershot man the first yellow card of the afternoon. But more concerningly, Wayne Brooksby doesn't look like he's ready to jump up and get on with things just yet.
Yeah, he does not look in any real hurry to get up. He certainly looks in a lot of pain. He's sat up now, but still there's nothing encouraging coming from him in terms of even attempting to get up as yet.
Nobody's warming up. Oh, there's that Gavin Rothery. He is taking a run down the right-hand side. There's a scoreline in the National North. Again, it's not good news for Steve Kittrick's Chargers. Telford losing a 0-0 at home to Gainsborough. They're having a torrid time in the early stages of the Vanarama North.
Yeah, I was going to say they've not started particularly well, have they, down at New Buxted this season?
Brooksby's up on his feet, but I have to say he's moving very heavily, gingerly on his right foot there. He'll go off for a little bit more treatment. Guiseley down to 10 then temporarily, while we take the free kick inside the Aldershot half. We've got 5 or 6 players on the edge of the 18-yard box. It's floated in, up towards the back post where Atkinson heads across the face of goal. It's hoofed away, and now guys have to watch out for the counter-attack as Walker plays the ball here into, Wayne Brooksby's taken down.
And he's going in the book.
Beckles, and immediately will go into Reece Brown immediately will go into the book because he clipped Brown just as there was a counter-attack starting. And Wayne Brooksby, who 2 minutes ago was the recipient of a challenge that led to Jake Gallagher going in the book. Wayne Brooksby's first action after getting back onto the field is to take down Reece Brown and earn himself a yellow card.
Yeah, for a moment I thought it was going to be Gallagher that he'd taken down. There's a little bit of retaliation, but that's not the case.
The ball floated in now for the free kick up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Flag goes up. I think it was against Brown, or maybe Beckles. Yes, it was Beckles on the edge of the 18-yard box, and there will be a free kick to Guiseley.
Yeah, well, so far I think for Guiseley, just short 15 gone. The 3 best things that have happened have all been crosses. That free kick caused a few problems as Atkinson headed it across the box, and then we've seen the cross from Boschel that caused problems with Craddock almost getting into opening's account. And then a couple of minutes early on, another cross that almost came to fruition.
Brodie now on the ball for Aldershot on the halfway line to Brown. Brown surging forward with pace, looking to get down that left-hand side. Reece Brown up against Hatfield. Into the penalty area for Brown. He's still not been challenged. He gets a shot away. It's blocked well by Hatfield. Hoofed away by Danny Boschel. Up to Craddock. Craddock takes it down with Beckles right behind him. Does well, does Craddock. Finds Wayne Brooksby on the right-hand side. Brooksby onto the halfway line. Gives the ball back to Danny Boschel, who sends a lovely ball down the right-hand side, and Adam Boyes is chasing it and has found it into the penalty area. A bit away from goal. Takes a shot, and that's just past the upright. And out for a goal kick, but a lovely ball there. Inventive ball from Danny Boschel down the right-hand side. Adam Boyes anticipated it well. Peeled off to the right-hand flank. Ran in towards the edge of the area. It was a very acute angle to shoot, and in the end couldn't hit the target, and it's behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, it seems to take an absolute eternity to actually get that shot off then, as Tom Craddock and Nicky Boschel were both getting forward trying to help support, and I know Tom Craddock isn't particularly pleased with Adam Boyes' decision there because the angle was getting tighter and tighter whilst Craddock was in the centre.
Still 0-0. 16 minutes gone. Feels a bit of a free kick inside the centre circle there, but nothing going from the referee. Walker now has the ball for Aldershot. Square here to Hatton. Hatton up towards Brown. Reece Brown chests it down well. Incisive run into the area, but blocked by Atkinson. And Guiseley come away with it with Brooksby up to the halfway line. Battling from Beckles on that halfway line. Takes the ball off Boyes. Real battle building up here between these two sides as Aldershot take over with Jake Gallagher. Blocked. Picked up now by Nicky Boschel on the halfway line. His pass doesn't find his man. Reece Brown, another danger man, picks the ball up, plays a lovely long one up here towards Walker. Walker slips as he takes it down, recovers and gets the ball back. Out now to the right-hand side with Shea Alexander. He goes towards the edge of the 18-yard box, lays it back here to Gallagher. Gallagher's cross is decent, but it's blocked by Lockwood. And in the end, it's up to the halfway line. And Omar Beckles rather hurries and fluffs his clearance, and it's out for touch for a Guiseley throw.
Yeah, he's got that over on Anthony Beckles. He was looking, I think, to just loft it back downfield.
Ball back in play. Jake Lawler heads forward, but it's comfortable for Luke Oliver to take down. There's a loose ball there for a moment. Jack Saville had to be live to the danger. Wayne Brooksby was closing him down fast, but he heads out for a throw, and Guiseley get the game back underway with a cross-field ball picked up by Nicky Boschel, who cuts in field and lays it back. Does well there, gives it to Jake Lawler. Danny Boschel into the feet of Adam Boyes. Back here to Danny Boschel. Curling ball out towards Danny Lowe, but well blocked. And now Aldershot can come away with it here on the right-hand side, just over the halfway line with Walker. Dan Walker sends it back to Hatton. And Hatton's crossfield ball aims to pick out Reece Brown, but he can't keep it in play. And Guiseley will have a throw in right back.
18 minutes gone, and for me, it's been quite an entertaining game. There's been a good tempo about it. At times, it's looked like it might get a little bit heated, perhaps. It wouldn't surprise me the way that it's going if we see a couple more bookings as the game goes.
Guiseley just not holding onto the ball here, and now Alexander will come over the halfway line. Plays up towards Walker. Aldershot retaining possession, but an interception there from Boschel, Nicky Boschel. Doesn't fall kindly for Guiseley. Now Wayne Brooksby picks up a loose ball, runs at this back line. He's got two ahead of him to beat, and he's only got Craddock in the area, and Brooksby has to hold and check his run. Back here to Danny Boschel. Boschel can pick out a pass towards the back post. Does. Craddock heads it towards goal. Perhaps could have done better to head it across the face of goal towards Adam Boyes, and in the end it's comfortable for Phil Smith.
Yeah, I think there was a couple of options there for Tom Craddock, and going for goal for me wasn't one of them. He could have either gone in towards Adam Boyes, or he had Nicky Boschel as well on the edge of the box.
Not hearing of any National League goals at the moment. Guys, you just have to defend here because Walker's on the right-hand side. Walker cuts in field, tackled there from Nicky Boschel, having to defend a lot as well as show his attacking prowess. And then, well, I think Reece Brown rather hopeful and optimistic in going to ground on the edge of the 18-yard box, aiming for a free kick or a penalty kick, but he's the only one that thought there was any contact there, and it's out for a Guiseley throw.
Yeah, you know it's a poor attempt at winning a penalty when none of your teammates support you.
Couple in the north, Stalybridge 0, Solihull 1, FC United 1, Brackley 1. Brackley had taken the lead in that game, and Corby 1, Bradford Park Avenue 0. So let's hope Danny Hall's enjoying his time there. Guiseley now on the ball here with Wayne Brooksby on the right-hand side. Two to aim for in the area if he can pick them out. Goes across the face of goal. Nobody able to quite make the final stretch. It fizzed across the face of the goal. Nobody was able to connect on it. It's kind of like Euro 96 when the ball fizzed across and Gaza couldn't quite stretch out a foot and put it in the back of the net. And it's out for a goal kick in the end.
Yeah, on that basis, that makes Tom Craddock our Gaza, because he was the one that was almost going to be sneaking towards that back post. Again, just look at his face. He's just, as the games go on, he's getting more and more frustrated to the point where I think if he doesn't laugh, he'll cry.
It'll come. It'll come. 0-0 here at Nethermore. guys have had the better chances, no question about that. There's been a couple of opportunities for Aldershot, that notable header from Brodie. Now Lockwood just blasts the ball into Lawler and loses possession. There's no free kick against a foul on Lockwood, and guys, you have to watch out. And the ball's in here to Brodie, and Brodie puts the ball in the back of the net. Oh, how controversial is that goal? Adam Lockwood clearly pushed. The ball played forward, played into the area. Brodie finds a little bit of space to work in and puts the ball in the bottom left-hand corner. But a very controversial goal indeed here at Nethermore Park.
Very much so. You know, there was a clear push on Lockwood. He then tried to get it clear and it rebounds back towards the Guiseley goal off the back of Jake Lawler. And a couple of passes later, and it comes first time to Richard Brodie. And you can't give a man like that space like that in this league, because he will punish you. And that's what he's done. 1-0 Aldershot. Oh,
I'm sure Mark Barrow will have plenty to say about that, but there's I'm afraid to say, a very controversial early goal here for Aldershot, who lead by 1-0. Quite simply, it shouldn't have been given. There was a push on Lockwood. He wasn't able to get back into position. Brodie exploited the space. And now Guiseley find themselves a goal behind. And Aldershot press forward again. A long-range effort that just goes over the bar. Never in danger, I don't think, of Stephen Drench being caught out. But Adam Lockwood still talking to referee Wayne Barrett.
Yeah, and you can't blame him. You know, we saw it, everybody else around seemed to have seen it, but it's not been given, and I'm sure Lockwood will keep this conversation going for some time.
Well, no point thinking about it. They've got to just focus. The first goal guys have conceded here at Nethermore, and it shouldn't have been. But guys, you have the ball down on the right-hand side. It's blocked here by Saville. Jack Saville hoofs the ball across into the cricket field. And guys will get a throw, about level with the 18-yard box. But we've been punished as well, not for taking our chances.
Yeah, we've had some, haven't we? We've had a couple of cracking balls in, just when things haven't quite dropped for us. But we've been punished.
Still waiting for this throw. Alfreton 1, Curzon Ashton 0 in the north, and Grimsby 0, Torquay 1. Guiseley, meanwhile, and another throw just up from the corner flag on the right-hand side. A goal behind. A very controversial goal that Richard Brodie has put into the net. And the Lions now take this throw, back level with the 6-yard box. Throw in, which will be taken by Hatfield again. Headed away, only as far as Jake Lawler. He gets the ball taken away from him. He's lining up to shoot by Adam Boys. Now Hatfield gets the ball on the right-hand side, into the area, Craddock. Oh, he just can't find the target. He flicked the ball towards the net. It was quite an inventive little flick from him inside the 6-yard box, but he just couldn't find the angle, and it rolls across the goal once again and out for a goal kick.
Even I've got my head in my hands, because that is another golden opportunity. He made contact, but not the right contact, and ended up turning it away from goal rather than towards it. Unbelievable.
These are the moments you have to score the goals. You know, it's there's nothing. There's no great science to it, is there?
There's a reason.
You have to take your chances, don't you?
Absolutely, there's a reason we haven't given a side this beating yet.
Hatton now has the ball. Sorry, Chris. He's got it on the right-hand side, looking dangerous here for a moment, Aldershot. Now a little slip here from Nicky Boschel. Ball's picked up by Alexander. He goes down rather theatrically. Picked up now by Hatton on this right-hand side. And in the end, guys, he managed to do enough to win a throw in left-back position.
But I was just going to say, you know, this is why we haven't beaten a side, because we can't take the chances like this. We're not taking them.
Ball's up towards Craddock. Craddock lays it back, but not finding Lawler. In the end, it goes back upfield towards Brodie. Out to the right-hand flank, though. Cuts in field as Wayne Brooksby gives it to Jake Lawler. Guys, in possession of the ball down that right-hand side again with Brooksby. Lawler out to the right touchline. Passes in field to find Boys. And then Danny Boschel. Long pass out here to Nicky Boschel. He's got low in support. The flag goes up against Nicky Boschel. And that's rather frustrating. Impossible to tell from the angle, but presumably he must have been offside, returning from play.
It's a bit lazy, really. He just took too long getting back on side there, did Nicky Boschel. You know, he's not had a bad game so far, but That was a lazy play from the winger.
So it's 1-0 to Aldershot. The goal scorer, Richard Brodie, on 21 minutes. And it was a goal that shouldn't have been given in the end because there was a clear foul on Adam Lockwood. So Guiseley can feel a little bit hard done to, but they haven't taken the chances either. Adam Lockwood heads defensively clear up in the air. Nicky Boschel can't control. The ball's out onto the right-hand side. Picked up now by Dan Walker. Can't get past Lowe, but the cross comes in towards the head of Brodie again. And he's having an almighty tussle with Atkinson. Claims his shirt was pulled. And he can't direct the header, and it's behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, there was Reece Brown running in as well. And for a few seconds then, it was both Brown and Brodie with just Atkinson between them. As we say, the header not directed, goal bound by Richard Brodie.
Dover 1, Altrincham 0. And in the north, FC United 2, Brackley 1 now. So Brackley had led in that game. FC United now leading by 2-1. Meanwhile, Adam Lockwood is being spoken to again. He's very frustrated with referee Wayne Barrett. And the Lions need to focus on the pitch and get the goal that they deserve in this game. They haven't got. Cleared by Phil Smith. Phil Smith sends it long, up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Stephen Drench actually all the way out. Takes up right back position. He plays it long, up towards Brooksby. Brooksby flicks on with the head. Finds Adam Boyes just inside the Aldershot half. On the right-hand side now with Jake Lawler, just on the halfway line. Lawler doesn't know quite where to go. Gives it back to Boschel. Boschel picks out a lovely ball here to Lowe. Still on the halfway line. Lowe opts to go back to Lockwood. Again, guys are getting bodies forward. Lockwood plays it over the top, but it's too far for Lowe to get onto. It was a good run from Danny Lowe, and it was a good idea, but Lockwood's delivery not quite the desired range on this occasion.
Yeah, it just didn't quite have the right weight, and it did the forward pass from Adam Lockwood. Again, as you say, cracking run from Danny Lowe. We know that he likes to do that and likes to get forward in these positions. But on that occasion, just too much weight on the ball forward from Lockwood.
Now there's a long one forward. Now Walker's got a little bit of space inside the penalty area, blocked by Atkinson. Atkinson are forced into knocking the ball out for a corner, but direct stuff there from Altrincham, and it almost worked to perfect effect.
Yeah, very much so. You know, we saw on a couple of occasions on Tuesday night an inadequacy in being able to deal with long balls forward, and we almost saw it there as Dan Walker nearly made Guiseley, or nearly punished Guiseley from that one there.
Corner on the right-hand side. 29 minutes gone. 1-0 to Aldershot. Corner comes in towards the back post, and then Atkinson is clearly impeded as he goes to win the header, and it's a free kick to Guiseley inside the penalty area, away to our right.
Yeah, I think there's one or two ironic cheers there that the referee had seen Atkinson be impeded there.
Couple of other goals in the National. Braintree 1, Southport 0, Gateshead 0, Kidderminster 1, and Woking 1, Chester 0. And in the north, Alfreton 1, Curzon-Ashton 1 now. Curzon-Ashton equalising there. The ball here with Walker for Aldershot. Having a good spell here. Plays the ball down the left-hand side. Brodie's onside. He's got 2 to aim for in the box. Crosses up towards Walker. Walker leaps. Can't keep the header down. He was falling when he actually made connection with the ball, and in the end the ball tamely over the bar and behind for a goal kick.
A glaring chance for Aldershot, that one, because it was a decent ball in from Brodie, and Walker seemed to have all the space he wanted there. Just didn't get high enough to direct it towards goal. And again, in the last 10 minutes or so, I think that Guiseley goal's leading a bit of a charmed life since the Aldershot goal that they got.
Clearance upfield, flicked on, picked up now by Nicky Boschel. Nicky Boschel lays it back here to Lawler. Lawler finds Boschel on the left-hand side. Bit of space to work in for Boschel. Crosses, drills it across the face of goal. Plucked out of the air by Phil Smith, the goalkeeper, and sent upfield immediately in the direction of Brodie. Well blocked by Rob Atkinson. And then Brodie brings down Hatfield, and there'll be a free kick to Guiseley, about level with the edge of the centre circle on the right-hand side inside the Aldershot half.
Yeah, did well there, did Hatfield, to win that free kick.
Cross is taken immediately by Wayne Brooksby. He's over here, gone towards the back post. Boys picks it up though. He's right by the touchline, by the corner flag, has to go back. Sends it back here to Danny Lowe. Lowe, square to Danny Boschel. Nice flick on from Boschel. In towards the penalty area. Boys, onside, inside the goal area, and it's a block inside the 6-yard box by Beckles to deny Guiseley. A chance there for Adam Boys. He drilled it into the 6-yard box, and in the end, Beckles gets it clear, and it's a Guiseley corner on the left-hand side.
Excellent football from Guiseley though in the build-up to that. True sexy football as far as I'm concerned. Lovely first touch passing. And Beckles flung himself in front of that.
Corner comes in from Buxby, up to the back post, up towards Rob Atkinson. This time it's headed away by Saville. Picked up here by Walker. And Guiseley now have to watch the counter-attack as the ball goes up towards the halfway line. But Danny Boschel tidies things up and sends it back in towards the Aldershot half. And then a loose touch there from Danny Lowe. Chance here from Aldershot's perspective to get down the right-hand side. Brodie, square now to the centre circle to find Jim Stevenson. He plays it out to the left-hand side where Jack Saville has the ball up by the left-hand side. Cuts in field, goes towards the edge of the area. Walker's shot is blocked. Guiseley can come away with the ball. Brooksby and Danny Boschel combine but lose possession. And Guiseley again playing themselves into a bit of trouble here. Stevenson plays it to the left-hand side. Reese Brown into the area. Reese Brown with a bit of space. Saved by Dredge. The second is put in. Aldershot get a second. No complaints about that one. Guiseley just didn't clear their lines. And Aldershot have got 2 goals in this first half. Jim Stevenson with the second. And the Lions have a mountain to climb.
That they do. As you say, they've played themselves straight into trouble. And they've been punished for it, you know, just needless playing the ball around in their own, you know, defensive third, and it's cost them, and they've been punished for it. And as we say, a mountain to climb, and Mark, I'm sure, will be absolutely furious at this, and it's 2-0 to Aldershot.
Well, he's stood by the dugout there, Mark Bauer. No doubt deeply frustrated that he's seen his side dominate in terms of chances, but be undone. And Guiseley now have got a big task on their hands, and they're being pressed again by Aldershot. The ball put out into touch by Lockwood. Forest Green Rovers 1, Lincoln City 0 as well in the National. And it's now Guiseley 0, Aldershot 2. And Aldershot have the ball on this right-hand side with Sam Hatton. Square here to Oliver. Oliver towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Can't get the ball into the area, and it's eventually got away. Up towards Craddock. Can Guiseley make a bit of a turnaround in this game? Lawler floats the ball out to the right-hand side. Taken down by Hatfield. Controlled well in the air. Tries to get past Beckles. Beckles gets the tackle in. Sorry, Reese Brown gets the tackle in. And it's out for a Guiseley throw into Brooksby. Brooksby takes it short. Back here to Rob Atkinson. Atkinson into the feet of Danny Boschel. And that's a poor touch from Danny Boschel. And you just feel that after the bright spell we started with, things are just beginning to run away at the moment in this game. Just not looking quite as fluid since that second goal.
Yeah, absolutely deflated, I think is the word you're looking for, because that's certainly out. I mean, look at the crowd around you. It's after a really bright first 15 and 20 minutes or so, we've shot ourselves in the foot with that second goal especially.
Now they come forward again. Walker pressing, running at the Guiseley defence. Sends the ball backwards. Out here to Alexander. Alexander crosses in towards the edge of the 18-yard box over Brodie. Picked up here by Reese Brown, but he is offside. And Guiseley now have a free kick inside their own penalty area.
This is an Aldershot side that scored 2 goals in the first 4 games, and they've got another 2 in the space of, what, 10, 12 minutes or so?
Yeah, 11 minutes. To be fair, the first one shouldn't have stood.
Well, quite right, quite right.
These things happen. Guiseley go with a free kick. The clearance sees a little push in the back on Adam Boys, and now it's a chance for Guiseley to distribute the ball into the area. 10 yards up from the edge of the centre circle, inside the Aldershot half. And Boys, Atkinson, Lockwood, Jake Lawler all on the edge of the 18-yard box to be on the end of this. Nicky Boschel shanks the free kick, and it's turning out to be one of those spells in the game. It could well be one of those afternoons. Guiseley trailing by 2-0. Not just taking the chances that they've had early on in this game and then find themselves 2 goals behind. Up by Stephen Drench, nodded on by Craddock, but picked up again by Aldershot, up to the halfway line. Alexander skips past Jake Lawler, goes to ground, gets the free kick. Grimsby 0, Torquay 2 now. That's a bit of a scoreline.
Yeah, what a result that would be for Torquay with the long trip north to Grimsby for them.
We make that trip to a fortnight today. Hatton now with the free kick. Takes it short, gets the return ball. The captain, in no hurry to advance, plays the crossfield pass up towards the back post, and it's nodded down by Saville, who was up. And guys immediately try to start the counter-attack, but Omar Beckles is too wily for that. Good work, though, from Adam Boys. Tackles him, brings the ball back into play for Guiseley. Here to Jake Lawler now, on the edge of the centre circle. He's got options, gives it to Danny Boschel. Boschel out to the left-hand side, finds Lowe. Boys is in the area, if Guiseley can find him. Craddock now. Craddock out to the left-hand side, exchanges passes with Lowe. Lowe lays it back. Lockwood steps forward. Lockwood can't get through the captain, Hatton, and it's out for a throw-in. Hatton having a smile on his face for some reason. Guiseley with the throw. Lockwood picks it up, looks for options ahead of him. Nicky Boschel's bundled off the ball for some reason. No complaint. I think he's just slipped. Now Wayne Brooksby on the right-hand side, down the right flank, looking to get Hatfield involved, but it's overhit and it's out for a goal kick.
Yeah, it was a nice idea from Brooksby. Hatfield had made the run, but again, it's that weight of ball, and it's not been there for Guiseley when they've been trying to play the direct balls forward, or the balls that can slip in, the likes of Will Hatfield just then on the overlap. It's just not working so far, is it? We've got 39 on the clock almost. 2-0 down, and what's worrying is Guiseley, since that second especially, haven't showed any signs of getting even one back so far.
Yeah, not much signs of recovery since the second went in. Beckles flicks this one on, picked up now by Atkinson. The Lions need to remember that early verve and attacking spirit that they had, because they can do with that now to get back into this game. A flick on there by Craddock, up towards Nicky Boschel. He can't get control and keep the ball in play, but Guiseley have a throw. And it's out here to Jake Lawler. Lawler sprays the ball right, finds Hatfield. He charges forward, but Hatfield's tackled by Reese Brown, but the ball back outside to Wayne Brooksby. Brooksby headed away, picked up now by Danny Lowe. Danny Lowe into the feet of Nicky Boschel. Nicky Boschel, back it goes to Adam Lockwood. Lockwood's ball is poor. Gives the ball straight to Jake Gallagher. Jake Gallagher sends it over the top. Lockwood recovers, sends it back to Stephen Drench. Drench clears, and it's a long one, looking for Craddock and Danny Lowe, who are upfield. And Guiseley can't get the ball, and in the end, Aldershot recover possession and send it upfield, and it's picked up here by Stephen Drench. Drench into the feet of Adam Lockwood. Lockwood now gives the ball to Danny Lowe. On the halfway line, Lowe sends it long. Craddock's up there, but he's struggling with something and isn't looking to get on the end of the ball. He's taking position on the edge of the D, but looks in a bit of discomfort. The throw, meanwhile, is taken short to Lockwood. Atkinson inside the Guiseley half. And Atkinson and Hatfield can't get out of their own back line. And it's a tough watch, isn't it, since that second goal's gone in. Guiseley have had the ball but not had the delivery that they had in the first 20 minutes or so of this game.
Absolutely, it's a tough watch. That's what it is. The likes of, Liam Dickinson and Gavin Rothery are back out warming up. not going to read too much into that. However, you think of a half-time change that was made, and maybe someone like Liam Dickinson, that physicality might help up front.
Alexander now on the ball for Aldershot. Plays the ball square to Hatton. Alexander and Hatton just holding on to possession for the shots as they lay the ball back here to Luke Oliver. Oliver sends it into the Guiseley half, but Brody can't win on that occasion. Danny Boschel now for Guiseley, inside his own half, looking ahead for options. Boschel sends it into the feet of Craddock inside the Aldershot half, only on the edge of the centre circle. The ball to Danny Boschel, and then Danny Boschel sends it down the right-hand side where Hatfield's continued his run. Lovely touch from Hatfield, finds Adam Boyes, back to goal though, and then forced out and away from goal, gives it back to Danny Boschel, who sends it into the area. Good ball in there from Danny Boschel, and Beckles forced to make the clearance, and Guiseley have a corner.
Yeah, good ball in, wasn't it, from Boschel? It was a safety first approach from Beckles, and he's just punted that straight out of the ground to that far side and gives Guiseley a corner. What we got, 3 till the break.
42 minutes gone. Aldershot leading by 2-0. Guiseley with the corner though, up towards the back post. Atkinson can't win that header, or it does. He can't direct it towards the target, and it's out for a goal kick.
Yeah, another ball into the box that could have dribbled more than it did, because as it was, it came across to Atkinson, and he was always under pressure from the Aldershot defender. And as it is, it's behind for a goal kick.
Well, it's not happy listening, I'm sure, with Guiseley trailing by 2-0. Telford also trailing 2-0 now at home to Gainsborough. Worcester City 1, Chorley 0. Meanwhile, the ball goes all the way back to Stephen Drench. Alfreton are now 2-1 down at home to Curzon Ashton. All those games in the Vanarama National North. Here in the National League, Guiseley now pressing to try and get a foothold back in this game. 2 goals down as they approach a break. Danny Boschel into the feet of Danny Lowe. Lowe's almost tackled by Walker, who closed him down well. Lowe tries to feed the ball into Craddock, but Craddock's muscled off the ball by Beckles. And Aldershot come away with it here with Dan Walker on the right-hand side. He's got Alexandra in field, and Danny Lowe, I thought he could have taken that off Hatton. In the end, Hatton gets the cross in, and this time, well, Reece Brown's just clattered Wayne Brooksby there, and Brooksby goes down again. And I wonder if referee might take some action against Reece Brown, because it was quite a deliberate foul. I would have thought that might have possibly merited a talking to, possibly a yellow card.
I think it was one of those where it was clever play from Reece Brown, because he came across, stepped across him to cause that collision, rather than, you know, a nasty tackle or a clever foul, perhaps, that one, just to break up players, guys who are looking to get forward quickly.
So just a minute to go of the first half. Guiseley trailing 2-0. Stephen Drench now sends it up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Headed down by Danny Boschel. Out towards Wayne Brooksby. Intercepted well by Brown. Guiseley throw. Needs something special before the break, I feel. I'm not sure if it's going to come, though.
I'm going to say you're not giving much time for that.
Boschel out to Brooksby. Brooksby up against the full-back. Can't get it across, but Hatfield can. Headed away again, though. And now there's a chance for Danny Lowe to pick up the second phase. Into Danny Boschel. Boschel through the legs of Brodie to the right-hand side where Hatfield lays it central and square again to Boschel. Boschel's trying to pick out the pass. And it's urged on by the crowd. The ball now played in by Brooksby. Over the connection of Adam Boyes. He can't really... He makes a slight glancing header away, but not to any great avail for Guiseley. And there'll be another 3 minutes to add to this first half because of some of the early stoppages. Was one to Wayne Brooksby. So there's time yet for Guiseley perhaps to sneak one back before the break. Danny Boschel on the ball, plays it out to the right-hand side. Hatfield steps into the Aldershot half, but then the ball is easily won back by Beckles and then played forward and looking to catch the Lions out again. Drench heads the ball to Danny Lowe. Danny Lowe now comes up to the halfway line, looking for options. Opts to go square to Jake Lawler, and Lawler's in a bit of a troubled corridor. Does well to pick out a pass to Rob Atkinson. And now still with Danny Boschel, but again, still no forward momentum from the Lions until Boschel sends it long up towards Wayne Brooksby. It's gone beyond him and out for a Aldershot throw-in. And that closing down game that Aldershot are playing up front is working to some great effect now.
Yeah, absolutely. I think throughout the 11, to be fair, they're closing down well, they're defending well. They've made it very difficult for guys to get back into this game since Aldershot got that second goal. And there's just a bit of a change in the atmosphere, I think, I feel, as well.
Meanwhile, the free kick's now given to Brodie for the challenge of Atkinson. A couple of other scorelines just coming in now. Forest Green Rovers 2, Lincoln 0. FC United 2, Brackley 2 in the north. Dover 1, Altrincham 1 as well in the National. And Stalybridge 1, Solihull 1. Free kick for Aldershot, taken down the left-hand side, picked up by Walker. Brown now has the ball and just plays it into the feet of Stevenson, the man who got that second goal for the visitors today. And Walker still on the ball. Guys, he just can't get the ball off him. And Stevenson then picks it up, lays a lovely ball in towards the edge of the area where Brodie takes a shot from the edge of the 18-yard box, this time not with much conviction. And the ball straight into the hands of Stephen Drench.
Yeah, some good play from Aldershot. It wasn't finished very well at all, was it, from Brodie?
2-0 to Aldershot. 2.5 minutes into stoppage time. There's 3 due to be played. It's Guiseley at the moment need to have a good long discussion at half-time as to how they're going to approach the second half. The first half hasn't worked very well at all. A long raking ball from Adam Lockwood, this time out of play ahead of Danny Lowe and out for a Aldershot throw-in right back.
As you say, a good long chat needed, but I don't think they got long enough, to be honest, the way this first half panned out. We saw some really good early glimpses when we can get the ball in, and from there, nothing.
The referee decides that's enough for the half, and they're very pleased with themselves, the Aldershot players. Smiles on the face there of Richard Brodie as he heads back in towards the half-time break. But Guiseley will rue the chances, the many chances they had that they failed to take. We failed to capitalise before a controversial goal allowed Richard Brodie through to score after a clear foul on Adam Lockwood. And then Jim Stevenson got a second for the visitors. Guiseley since then have huffed and puffed and not been able to muster a response. Half-time here, Guiseley 0, Aldershot Town 2.
Very, very disappointing, I think, it'd be the overall emotion of that first half. Chances have come and gone for Guiseley. As we say, bit of controversy with the goal that broke the deadlock, and then the second, which was just a horrendous case of overplaying it in their own defensive third from Guiseley. It's been bitterly disappointing. And we heard Mark say, he thought it was about time that Guiseley were dishing out a 3-4 goal win. If Guiseley don't up the game in the second half, I do worry that we're going to be on the receiving end of one of those.
Well, perhaps it's a bit of a reality check in the Vanarama National for us this afternoon. Guiseley trailing by 2-0. Much the better side in the opening 20 minutes, but yet 2 goals, one tinged with more than just a touch of controversy. The second, though, poorly defended by the Lions, and we find ourselves 2 goals down. And as soon as you're chasing the game, it seems to be so much more comfortable for Aldershot. They're able to control their position, they control the game, and Lions have an awful large task ahead of them. Let's just give you those scores from the games we're following. Leeds 1, Sheffield Wednesday 1 was an earlier score. Fulham 0, Huddersfield 0, Barnsley 0, Bradford 0. Vanarama National League, Braintree 1, Southport 0. Cheltenham 0, Barrow 1. Dover 1, Altrincham 1. Eastleigh 0, Macclesfield 0. Forest Green Rovers 2, Lincoln City 0. Gateshead 0, Kidderminster Harriers 1. Grimsby 0, Torquay 2. Guiseley 0, Aldershot 2. Halifax 0, Bromley 0. Tranmere Rovers 0, Boreham Wood 0. Woking 1, Chester 0. Chester reduced to 10 men in that game. Wrexham 0, Welling 0. Then in the Vanarama National League North, Alfreton 1, Curzon 2, Boston 0, Gloucester 0, Corby 1, Bradford Park Avenue 0, Fylde 0, Lowestoft 0, Harrogate 0, Tamworth 0, North Ferriby 0, Hensford 0, Nuneaton 0, Stockport 0, Stalybridge 1, Solihull 1, Telford 0, Gainsborough 2, FC United 2, Brackley 1 and Worcester 1, Chorley 1. Final thoughts on that first half?
Very disappointing. I think it's as simple as that. You know, the chances, as I say, we've had plenty of crosses into the box, plenty of chances that we have troubled, but we've just not taken them. And Guiseley have been punished. Yes, the first one was controversial, but the second one, you know, if you're going in at half-time just the one down, you think, you know, you can definitely get yourself back into this. They overplayed it, got themselves in trouble and conceded the second. And as we said at the time, it's a mountain to climb from here.
Well, we'll be back for the second period. Stick with us here on Guiseley AFC Radio. Who knows? We've been 2-0 down at half-time before, haven't we? Can't remember when. It could all change. See you shortly.
It was always 1-0's always a good scoreline. I thought it was a bit of a scrappy game. The pitch was a little bit sticky, so we couldn't get the ball down like we did Tuesday. But we ground it out. We kept it tight at the back, and I think we created a few chances. Keepers made a few saves. We had a goal disallowed. So I think we just had to keep it tight, and we always know we're going to create chances, and that's what we did.
And personally for you, your third game into the start of the season, how are you feeling fitness-wise and match fit? Do you think you're as good as there now?
Yeah, I'm getting there. Obviously, I missed a lot of football the last couple of years, so it's going to take a little bit of time, but yeah, I felt quite good. I felt better towards the end of the game today than I did the last 2 games. So I think you always say it takes maybe 5, 6, 7 games to get your fitness in. So looking for another week or 2. Get maybe 3 or 4 more games in. Hopefully I should be thereabouts.
And in this game, you're unfortunate to see your first goal ruled out.
Yeah, I didn't. Never see too much wrong with the foul, but I don't know, the ref obviously seen it, so disappointed. But you got to keep getting in there. Came off the pitch on Tuesday night, disappointed not to score. So you got to keep getting in there, putting yourself in there, and I'm sure it'll come. But all cliche, as I say, the main thing is that we got the win and got the 3 points.
And from the first 3 games, 6 points for Guiseley. Is that what you expected, better than or worse than?
Well, for me personally, that's what I expected, because I think the lads in there, we're disappointed we don't have 9 points, because we should have won last week. I think we just got to make sure we keep it tight and set pieces, which we have done the last 2 games, and yeah, hopefully we can carry on this far.
Do you feel that lessons have been learned from that opening game against Welling then so quickly?
Yeah. Yeah, we always speak about set pieces. Set pieces are a big decider. Obviously, they lost us the game last week, but it won us the game on Tuesday. So you've got to be tight on both ends and set pieces. So yeah, I think lessons learned, and it's all experience. To step up for the club. So I think we can certainly learn from it.
And looking ahead, Barrow away on Tuesday night. They were beaten 4-0 today and finished with 9 men. What are you expecting from that challenge?
Well, Barrow's always a tough place to go. I think. It's always a long trip for anyone. We know we're quite local to them, and it's still quite a trip. So I think it'll be tough. I think they've spent a bit of money, so they'll have quite a big squad, have some good players. So every game in this league's tough. It's always a bit of a grind, but we fancy ourselves.
Chris Bell with Adam Boys after Guiseley's 1-0 win over Kidderminster Harriers. Adam, for you, can you try and sum up the performance and the result for me?
I thought we were best side throughout the game, and obviously missed a few chances, but we just kept going, and in the end we got there and got the goal we needed.
And importantly, your goal.
Yeah, it was nice to get off the mat. I think Tully's come on and he's put a brilliant ball in, and I've just had to get my head on it basically, and luckily enough it's gone in the top corner. You got a lot of power into it, because it was a good ball, but it wasn't the paciest. Yeah, I've just said that to him there as he was saying, "Oh, brilliant ball." I said I had to do a lot with it, so yeah, it was nice to get my head on it and score, so good win in the end. We spoke before the start of the season about your targets, and you said you wanted 25 goals this season. How important is it to you to now be off the mark? Yeah, it's nice to get off the mark. Obviously, I maybe could have had a few more in the game, and maybe 1 or 2 the other day, so I'm getting the chances. Hopefully I can start putting a few more away. And with 3 games in now, 6 points from 3 games, how's the boys and yourself, your view on the start of the season that we've had? Yeah, we're impressed with the start we've made. We've played 3 teams. I think we've been better than all 3 of them teams, so if that's the standard we've got to keep, we've got a very good chance of doing well in the league. 8th in the table so far. It's early days. How painful though is it, looking back to last Saturday with the result that really should have been in Guiseley's favour? Could have been sitting top of the league, or joint top at least. Yeah, definitely. We know we should have won that game, and hopefully it won't come to regret that at the end of the season. We've got a big game Tuesday at Barrow. I think they lost again today, so they'll want to bounce back, and obviously it's my old club, so it should be a good game, that one. I was going to say, looking ahead to Tuesday, it is against one of your former sides. They lost 4-0, finished with 9 men as well, so they'll be weakened defensively, we hope. Yeah, I don't know if the ban kicks in yet. It was different in the other league, but yeah, they're still a strong side, and it'll be a tough game no matter what. But if we go there and play our best, I'm sure we can get another 3 points. Aiming to get a name on the score sheet at one of your former home grounds? Yeah, it'll be nice, that one, yeah. Chris Bell with Nicky Boschel after Guiseley's 1-1 draw at Barrow. Nicky, first of all, can you start by summing up the performance and the result for me, please? I don't think it's but what we've just said there, I don't think it's a bad point. Coming here on a Tuesday night, we're a little bit mad. Boys is a bit mad, and Tom's a bit mad with himself, because we've had 2 1-on-1s. We could have
really couldn't come away with 3 points. But again, it's not a bad point away from home on a Tuesday night against, like, it's a difficult to come here and get points. So yeah.
And against the side that, of course, have gone full time, does that make it all the more important to get these points?
Yes, I suppose so. Yeah, but it's just a difficult place to come in. We've struggled here last two times we've come. We played well, but we struggled to get results. And like I said, I don't think it's a bad point at all. Fairly happy in there.
Seems to be a game where there was lots of chances for both sides, to be honest, and really a game that could have been more high scoring, could have gone either way.
Yeah, there were a couple from each, weren't there? She made a couple of good saves. Tom's hit post, boys, he's put it wide at goal. Could have been a few more goals, couldn't it? But we'll take a 1-1.
Talking about the goal that we conceded in the build-up, seems to be a lot of shouts for handballs. What's yours and the lads' take on that?
Yeah, we were fuming with that, to be honest. It's a blatant handball. Everyone around ground saying it, except Liner or ref. Unbelievable. And then he bounced up and then she's parried it or whatever, and he's followed it in, hasn't he? But yeah, it should have been a free kick to us, without a doubt.
On a brighter note, let's talk about the equaliser. Your free kick, stunning.
Yeah, I'm happy with that. Hopefully, I found my range again. Actually, I scored for a few free kicks for a while. Except obviously got one at Parkham in pre-season. So yeah, see, like, going top corner and all that.
Oh, please.
Well, welcome back here to Guiseley AFC Radio. We've had our cup of tea, and we've gone through the half-time analysis, and we're just wondering what we can do in the second half to pull things around. Guiseley trailing by 2-0. Goals from Richard Brodie and Jim Stevenson. The first, deeply controversial. The second, poor defending from the Lions, leading to a chance for Stevenson to finish from close range after a good save from Stephen Drench originally. And the Lions were out very swiftly in the second half after a short half-time break.
You imagine that's a short, sharp half-time break.
I don't imagine Mark Barrow was very happy at all, was he, Chris?
He was absolutely livid. He's an odd one, is Mark, because he doesn't stand on the touchline ranting and raving, but you can just tell by the look on his face that underneath that surprisingly calm persona, there is a man that is ready to unleash hell, frankly. Because of the second goal especially, he'll be angry with the referee and the officials from the first, and he'll be just infuriated by his team for the second.
The only thing I would say that I've got this sort of sense from the Aldershot fans, I kind of think that this game is won. And, I think if there is anything that's a glimmer of hope for us is we know how we can turn games around. We know from the Chorley game. I think we haven't responded very well to going the second goal down, but we were bright beforehand. And I do get that feeling that the sense is, this has been a good 3 points for us already, and it's only half-time.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. It would be a massive 3 points for Aldershot. They've only accumulated 2 so far this season. However, there is a long way to go. And as you say, Chorley is the best possible example of how we can turn a 2-0 down game around.
Flicked on by Brooksby. Saville puts the ball away as we get back underway for the second half. Adam Lockwood this time taking it away from Walker. And the Lions now build up play patiently through the middle of the park. Nicky Boschel is blocked. Doesn't get the free kick on this occasion. And now Walker has a run at the back line for Aldershot. He's got Brown on the left-hand side. Brown stretches to keep control of the ball. Takes him away from goal. He's up against Hatfield. Hatfield sticks to his task, but Brown's equally good. Gets the ball across the face of goal. Punched away by Stephen Drench before Brown is adjudged to have handled the ball inside the area, and it's a free kick to Guiseley.
Yeah, it just came straight back at him, didn't he, after he drove it towards goal. And he did strike the arm of Reece Brown. He's looked lively in this game, though. He's got some decent feet, good footwork, bit of trickery, and a decent burst of pace so far.
Just underway for the second half. There's a push in the back of Tom Craddock against Omar Beckles, who protests that he didn't touch the player in question. Craddock made sure that he'd won that free kick. Guiseley now have the ball about 10 yards into the well, further than that, about 15 yards into the Aldershot penalty area, and play it short in towards Craddock inside the penalty area. Craddock now to the right-hand side. Hatfield crosses towards the back post, up towards Rob Atkinson. He heads it up, and it can't be controlled by anyone until the goalkeeper, Phil Smith, plucks it out of the air. It was looking a looping sort of header, looking, I think, to be connected by someone like Adam Lockwood. But in the end, it fell kindly for the goalkeeper.
Yeah, it was quite a nicely worked free kick, though, has to be said. Good thinking from Nicky Boschel and Tom Craddock to try and take it quicker than anticipated by Aldershot.
Clearance from the goalkeeper, Smith, into the Aldershot half. Good tackle in here on Brown by Hatfield. Hatfield down this right-hand side. Checks his run, gives it to Brooksby. Square to Lawler. Lawler, crossfield ball. Looking for Lowe, straight out into touch. And again, Guiseley let themselves down with the possession.
Yeah, he's been a little bit... he's not had the best of games. I'll be diplomatic. He's lost the ball a couple of times. He's given it away. Put it straight out of touch, straight into touch when he hasn't needed to, Jake Lawler.
Throw in now for Aldershot inside the Lions half. Square here to Walker. Chipped forward now towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Atkinson heads clear. Taken down now by Danny Boschel. Flicks it up towards Craddock, but doesn't find its intended target. And now Alexander takes over. Out to Hatton on the right-hand side. Alexander picks it back up, gets into the area, runs past everybody onto the edge of the 6-yard box, puts the ball in the back of the net. Beautiful goal from Aldershot. And a super run there from Alexander. Skipped past all of the Guiseley back line, got onto the edge of the 6-yard box, tamely defended from Guiseley, and it's now Guiseley 0, Aldershot 3.
That is a brilliant individual goal from Shea Alexander. Take nothing away from his attacking prowess there. Woeful defensively from Guiseley, though. And they've paid the price yet again. And now it's Guiseley 0, Aldershot 3.
Well, that is game, set and match, isn't it? Surely. Because the Lions have got a mammoth task now if they're going to get anything out of this game.
When was the last time we came from 3 goals down? I can't recollect that.
Droylsden, on a very windy day, where we were 3-0 down at half-time, I think, is probably the last time. James Walshaw returned off his loan spell. He'd been up at Darlington, and he returned, not loan, it's been up at Darlington, and they'd gone bust, and Walshaw came back and joined us, and he came back and scored within the last 20 minutes. At the moment, guys are just battling in midfield, trying to win the ball back. Nicky Boschel does, plays out to the right-hand side. Brooksby now for Guiseley. Needs to do something special with it. Tries to skip through 2 players, in the end is tripped. Wins a free kick. And I'm afraid, I think the referee's got that one wrong. He's going to book.
Oh, that's
He's going to book Reece Brown. And I don't think Reece Brown touched Wayne Brooksby in that moment. And that's very harsh.
Touched Wayne Brooksby in that moment. That's very harsh for me, especially on Reece Brown.
Dear, oh dear.
Wow.
Free kick anyway to Guiseley.
Hopefully,
on this right-hand side.
A controversial call might go Guiseley's way, hopefully.
Just about level with the edge of the 18-yard box, the angle of the 18-yard box on the right-hand side. Wayne Brooksby stands over, and does Nicky Boschel. Boschel will take this one, he drills it in. It's a poor free kick from Nicky Boschel. Never got any lift on the ball, easily cleared, and Aldershot now can come away with it with Walker. This game started brightly for Guiseley. We had chances to take the lead, but we have really failed to live up to the early hope. And it's the halfway line. The ball is with Jake Lawler. Lawler sends it back to Lockwood. Lawler looking for a ball forward. Can't find one because Brodie and Walker in between them. The ball he just finds to Hatfield. Has to be well won by Hatfield because Brown was closing down. Hatfield wasn't taking the place where Lawler wanted to, but he did well to win the ball and now has it on this right-hand side. Square now to Jake Lawler. Lawler keeps the ball ticking over to the left flank now with Lowe. Guys, you need to get this one into the area. Need to get a goal back if we're going to have any chance of getting a foothold back in this game. Jake Lawler forced back. Plays the ball into the chest of Atkinson. Atkinson right to Hatfield. Hatfield looking ahead of him. Very few options. plays it into the feet of Danny Boschel. Boschel crosses towards the back post, up towards Nicky Boschel. Nicky Boschel's offside. And the opportunity passes.
Well, Aldershot now are just making it so difficult for Guiseley to even break through, let alone really be able to get into position to test Phil Smith in the Aldershot goal, because now at 3-0 up, they can sit back as much as they want. They can just defend as much as they need to, because as far as they're concerned, and I think even you and me, Colin, might be starting to think that the 3 points may be going back with them.
I think that's an almost certainty at the moment. Guiseley not able to threaten in this final third. Adam Boyce tries to change that, chases the ball down, wins a throw off Beckles, gives it to Craddock. Craddock turns past Beckles, gets into the area, drills the ball straight at the goalkeeper. Did well though, Tom Craddock. Take nothing away from him. And Adam Boyce there, great industry. Just in the end, that final product not on this occasion good enough to test the goalkeeper or give him more problems.
Yeah, it was well worked, wasn't it, from Guiseley there? They have been able to break through on that occasion, but unfortunately for Craddock, it wasn't a great effort.
Ball up in the air. Walker trying to get in amongst Lowe and Lockwood. The ball's headed away, but only as far as Brown on this left-hand side now. Level with the edge of the 18-yard box. Brown working hard, trying to take the ball past two Guiseley defenders. In the end, he knocks the ball out into touch, and it'll be a throw-in. And referee is going to hold up play because there's going to be a substitute. And it's the first change of the afternoon. And it'll be a Woking change. An Aldershot change. And also it looks like there's going to be two changes for Guiseley as well. So we're going to see the changes ringing in. But the man going off from Aldershot perspective is Rhys Brown. And he is going to be replaced with, I'm not quite sure who.
I think it's Tom Richards, the number 11, I believe.
I'll just have to wait and see because the it is it's a replacement. Actually, it's a double substitution for Guiseley. They're not doing this particularly well, are they, with the board? Nicky Boschel is going off, and I'm afraid we just can't see. So that yes, you're right. Tom Richards has come on for Rhys Brown for Aldershot, and I think that is Gavin Rothery on for Nicky Boschel. So two changes for both sides. Guiseley, first roll of the dice, substitution-wise.
Tilson's on as well.
Second one, Jake Lawler coming off. Jake Lawler to be replaced by Ryan Tilson. So
one for Aldershot, two for Guiseley.
And we finally get there. So that means really that Hatfield moves from right back into centre mid. Jake Lawler is the man who is opted to be replaced. And Ryan Tilson will take right back. And that's not a bad decision, because I think one thing we've been lacking is the width that somebody like Ryan Tilson will give us again. Because early in this game we were exploiting that width to great effect. And I think Jake Lawler just not quite been at the peak of his abilities this season so far. And Hatfield, I think, has looked very bright in that centre mid position.
Yeah, absolutely. Lawler's not been at the races today for me. I think moving Hatfield, who is quite a creative player in the centre of the park, pushes him forward, gives him a chance to try and thread the ball through to the likes of Craddock and Boyce. And as you say, Tilson, the one thing he's going to do is get forward, try and support, make the overlapping runs with Brooksby. They've got a good partnership, obviously, from seasons gone by. So on that right-hand side, so it's going to be important to make the most of that width on this right-hand side.
Stephen Drench takes the kick from his hands. It's headed right up towards the edge of the 18-yard box, headed away by Beckles, picked up now by Hatfield. Out to the substitute, Tilson. Good 1-2 between Tilson and Wayne Brooksby. Can't control the ball, though. Tilson the second time. It was at an awkward angle, and it's cleared. Atkinson closed down well by Dan Walker. Gets a throw just on the halfway line, takes it back to Stephen Drench. 3-0 to Aldershot. 56 minutes gone. Guiseley really have, after a bright start, suffered by some poor defending, a poor decision from the referee, and a failure really to take their chances at the other end.
Yeah, this is very much welcome to the Vanarama National League, isn't it?
throw in from the left-hand side now for Guiseley, here with Lockwood. Can Lockwood do something with this ball? He plays it square here to Boschel. Boschel now out to the right-hand side where Wayne Brooksby's got a little bit of space to work in. Can he get the cross? He can, into the 6-yard box. Helped away by Beckles. Good defending. Groans around the ground as the ball goes in there and eventually is helped away by Aldershot. Good work here from Hatfield in midfield to win the ball back. Bustling around, great industry, finds Brooksby. Ryan Tilson on the right-hand side if Brooksby can find him. Tilson eventually gets the ball, goes to cross. It's blocked by Stevenson. Can't get the ball away the first time. Does the second time. It's a good one up towards the back post. Well claimed by the goalkeeper, Smith. Gavin Rothery was behind him, ready to pounce, but better from Guiseley.
Yeah, very much so. You know, Tilson's only been on the pitch for, 2 or 3 minutes or so, and he's already showing his capabilities when it comes to the overlapping runs. Hatfield already has started to look a lot more tenacious and a lot more influential in the centre of the park.
Now Brodie has just held off Lockwood. Claims of a free kick, nothing given by the referee. It's gone back from Tilson to Stephen Drench. Aldershot now again pressing. Picked up here by Brooksby though. Brooksby onto the halfway line. Held by Tom Craddock. Brooksby drops the ball back here to Hatfield. Guiseley still trailing by 3-0. Long one, raking crossfield ball again that finds Danny Lowe inside the Aldershot half. Back here to Danny Boschel. Hatfield now. He keeps the ball ticking over to the right-hand side where Ryan Tilson will have a run. Takes it past one, gives the ball well to Wayne Brooksby. Brooksby cuts in towards the edge of the penalty area, drills the ball in, it's blocked and behind for a corner kick to Guiseley.
Half an hour still to go. Plenty of time, good play, good work down this right-hand side again from Brooksby and Tilson to win this corner.
Corner comes in up towards the penalty spot, headed away. No real aerial threat from Guiseley. Danny Boschel pushed off the ball, wins Guiseley a free kick. And a bit of a controversial one, I would say, from here, but it's a welcome one for Guiseley. It's about 3 or 4 yards, very central, 3 or 4 yards from the edge of the D. And it would have been perfect Nicky Boschel territory. But he's been substituted. There's a goal to tell you about in the Vanarama National. Tranmere 0, Borehamwood 1, by the way, is just coming through here. Woking a 2-0 up against Chester. So guys, you have a free kick, 3-0 down here. Central.
Who's your fancy for this one then? You've got Boschel and is that Brooksby?
Brooksby,
yeah. Over it?
I think it might be Wayne Brooksby who'll take this one. 5-6-man wall, very central. Guiseley with the ball a couple of yards out, away from the edge of the D. Brooksby stands over with Danny Boschel. Players are in there. Danny Boschel takes. It's headed away by the wall. And he couldn't lift it over the wall. And Guiseley, it's been the way of things since they have struggled to press this goal. Have the ball the second face, but not particularly testing this Aldershot defence enough. Brooksby now. Back here. He takes a clip off Jake Gallagher. The ball goes forward. And it's a good ball across field here for Brodie to chase. Danny Lowe won't get there. Brodie does on the right-hand side. Lowe sticks to his task, gets the foot across the ball and then plays the ball across Brodie, and it's out for a Guiseley throw. And Brodie and Lowe on that far side just have a little cuddle, it seems.
That's a good example there for Aldershot of, you know, they were under a lot of pressure. They've soaked it up. They've got rid of it now and forced Guiseley, as we saw, to get, conceded throw in.
Clearance from the back line from Guiseley, but they don't find the intended target of Craddock or Boys. And the ball now with Brodie. Brodie to Walker. Good tackle comes in by Lockwood. First tackle of the game from Lockwood. Steps across and takes the ball away from Walker. Then comes forward and he's looking for options ahead of him. And he's getting increasingly frustrated with the movement. The crossfield pass now comes from Atkinson over to the halfway line, where Gavin Rothery on the left-hand side of midfield can't make any headway because he's held back by Hatton. Danny Boschel still in his own half, looking for options, but it's a bit static from Guiseley. Boschel doesn't have any, and he's being closed down by Dan Walker and Brodie. In the end, it's played in towards Boys, but that's comfortable for Aldershot to deal with. And you just don't feel at the moment that guys are asking any sort of questions of this Aldershot back line. A long ball over the top now. Looking for Craddock. Craddock chases. He's going to have to struggle to keep this in. Up by the corner flag. Back here to Lowe. Lowe's cross. Takes a deflection. Guys, he get a corner. A bit more positive there from the Lions.
Yeah, very much so. Another chance for Guiseley to get the likes of Atkinson and Lockwood up from the back as Brooksby goes over to take this corner for Guiseley.
3-0 to Aldershot. We have 61 minutes on the clock. Guiseley now have a corner, though, on the left-hand side. Brooksby will take. Craddock just doing his laces up. About to join the attack in the curled in towards the back post. Up goes Boys. Boys leaps, but he heads the ball over the bar. A half chance there for Guiseley. Decent delivery from Brooksby. But Boys not convincing with a header.
Yeah, again, a chance goes begging. I think by my reckoning, in terms of actual times we've tested the goalkeeper, Tom Craddock, in the second half, and that's it. In terms of the only actual shot on target.
Yeah, the old stats won't look that great, will they?
And how many times have we had the almost chances where we've had cracking balls into the box from crosses, from set plays?
Well, the ball out for a Guiseley throw in right back position, taken back to Stephen Drench. Drench on the edge of the 18-yard box, looks ahead of him, plays it forward, up towards Boys. Boys chest it down, but again, Aldershot win the midfield battle. And they come down the left-hand side until the substitute, Tom Richards, steps on the ball. And then Brooksby, trying to get past Jack Saville, is blocked, and a free kick's given to Guiseley on the halfway line. Tilson takes it short to Brooksby. And Guiseley now chip the ball up towards Boys. Boys heads back in field, finds Craddock. Craddock, again, just can't get the ball down and controlled, but Danny Boschel puts a good ball in. Danny Lowe tries to get past Alexander, the man who scored that wonderful third goal. And it's gone out for a goal kick.
Yeah, good defensive work there from, I think it was the former Bradford City man, Luke Oliver, who in the end was able to just shield that out of play. What do we got? 25. How do you feel at the moment, Colin?
I'm fed up and I want to go home.
On the
3-0.
plus side, it's a beautiful day.
It's a lovely day, isn't it? There's cricket going on over there. In the meantime, Guiseley again struggling to get the free kick inside their own half because Brodie and Lockwood, when they have those aerial tussles, the referee is, I think, generally not sympathetic to Adam Lockwood's cause. The ball's up inside the Aldershot half, and eventually a free kick's given for a tumble against Hatfield, and there'll be one last change in for the Lions, and we were expecting this one, weren't we? I think Tom Craddock, is it, for Liam Dickinson? That would be the guess.
It wouldn't surprise me, and that it is, yep, you bang on. Tom Craddock, who again has had chances in this game to get himself off the mark in a Guiseley shirt, but that's going to be the end of his afternoon, as we say. Liam Dickinson comes on. Cometh the hour, cometh the man, and all that.
Well, let's hope so. He certainly made a difference against Chorley, didn't he? But difficult challenge for him this afternoon. Seems to be pushed in the back in his first instance, and the ball is headed away by Aldershot from a free kick that was just inside the Guiseley half. It's played long again, this time by Lowe, up towards Rob Atkinson, who's still in an advanced position, towards Dickinson, headed away and scooped away by the Aldershot defence. Only as far as Danny Boschel, urged on by the home fans. Ryan Toulson finds Brooksby on the right-hand side. Can Brooksby deliver a cross? He's now got to try and find a ball into the area, and in fact he plays it short, and Richards can block. Brooksby gets it back, drills one in, claimed by Phil Smith. Nobody at the front post, and it's comfortable for Aldershot again.
Guys, they've got to get somebody towards that front post, because we had a couple of low-drilled crosses that have gone straight into the goalkeeper's hands. If you've got a man there, there's a great chance for a goal, and we're just not getting the personnel in the right positions.
Now, ball with Gallagher. Out to the right-hand side, Gallagher again, but he plays a poor one into Danny Boschel. Boschel opts for the ball over the top immediately. Beckles shields Adam Boyes' body away from it and lets the ball go through to Phil Smith. So a disappointing afternoon for Guiseley, and there's going to be another change for Aldershot as well. They've already made one switch so far, and they're comfortably 3-0 up here again. 3-0 was the scoreline when we met in the FA Trophy last year, or the season before that. And the change will be made now, and it's going to be the introduction of Matthew Barnes-Homer, and he will replace the captain, Sam Hatton.
It's not a bad game, the right midfielder, the captain. But he's passed on the captain's armband now, and Matthew Barnes-Homer, another experienced striker at this level of football, is going to come on. Just under 100 goals in 300 appearances.
Eastleigh 1, Macclesfield 0. Fulham 0, Huddersfield 1 as well. That score earlier on, Tranmere 0, Boreham Wood 1. Free kicks taken and hoofed forward by Smith into the Guiseley half. It's headed away before the ball played down the left flank, and Atkinson tries to help that one out up against the substitute. Barnes-Homer is a little bit too exuberant and trying to win his first touch of the ball, and it's a free kick to Guiseley.
Yes, Miss Steve Drench has come across to take this free kick. You better not get this wrong. It's a long way out of his area. Right. Next as well at home to Gateshead. That's going to be no easier on paper than this was beforehand.
The ball's up into the Guiseley half, headed on by Brodie. The man who knows that club well. The ball goes back to Stephen Drench and launched up towards the Aldershot defence, helped on by Boys, picked up by Brooksby. Bit of a chance for Brooksby to run at the defence. He does, but he's got red shirts all around him. Out to Toulson. Toulson will cross up towards the back post. It's over the crossbar and out for a goal kick.
See, even Toulson's intervention, like since he came on, then first few minutes afterwards, he was looking lively. Even that's just fallen a bit flat. His delivery, this last 10, 15, just hasn't been good.
Well, he's been very stretched, hasn't he? In that instance, he had to run, make up a lot of ground, and by the time the ball was coming to him, he had a defender closing him down. And that meant he didn't have the opportunity, I think, to hit the ball as cleanly and as precisely as I think he obviously can. Well, it is 3-0 to Aldershot here, I'm afraid, and Aldershot come forward again. A drilled shot from distance from Brodie into the hands of Stephen Drench. Drench rolls it out to the right-hand side, picked up by Toulson. Toulson square to Danny Boschel. Boschel to the left-hand side, looking for Liam Dickinson, but it's short. Good tackle from Liam Dickinson to take the ball away from Walker. Great work rate from Liam Dickinson, who didn't give that one up at all. But it's out now for a Guiseley throw in left-back position.
Now that's what Liam Dickinson is going to give you, isn't he? He's going to give you running. He's going to give you a presence up front.
FC United 3, Brackley 1. Halifax 0, Bromley 1. And Alfreton in the north have equalised against Curzon Ashton, 2-2 there. Now Brooksby gets the ball into the air. Again, no target on it. It was Toulson who got the final pass in. Barnes-Homer now on the halfway line. Back here to Richards. And the ball goes back before it goes long towards Brodie. But Lockwood on this occasion wins that battle. Forest Green Rovers 2, Lincoln City 1. So goal back for the Imps. Guiseley, meanwhile, with the ball in their own half. Again, not having any space. This closing down game that Aldershot are playing has really disrupted the Lions' build-up play from the back. And then the ball goes forward. Adam Boy's not giving anything up, full of running this afternoon, but he can't get in between the goalkeeper and the defender on that occasion. Phil Smith very comfortably claims the ball at the edge of the 18-yard box. Cheltenham 1, Barrow 1. So an equaliser for Cheltenham. Barrow led in that game. Another long trip for us back down to Cheltenham.
I believe that's on Tuesday night as well.
Yeah.
I might be busy. I'm washing my hair that night, I think.
Me too.
Hang on.
Yeah, I know. Hatfield. Hatfield now on the ball in the halfway line. Places a ball onto the left-hand side. Picked up there by Lowe. Lowe is tackled. And he gets the ball, and there's a complaint from Richard Brodie, who I think he had his hand stood on accidentally, making the challenge. But it's a free kick anyway. Sam Hatton, I'm in, said Richard Brodie. Well, here we go. 14 minutes to go. The Lions trail 3-0. Free kick to Aldershot that the goalkeeper takes, Phil Smith. And it goes all the way through to Stephen Drench. Drench lofts one back into the Aldershot half. Flicked on by Dickinson. Comfortably taken by Beckles. Away and into the Guiseley half, in which Danny Lowe will take the throw.
He, for me, has probably been Aldershot's defensive man of the match, if not all-round man of the match. Omar Beckles, he's looked very solid. The balls forward that we've looked to try and trouble Aldershot have been gobbled up by him.
Well, Wayne Brooksby's just picked the ball out of the air with his hands, and free kick's been given to Guiseley because I think the referee had judged it, he had a push in the back. But there's a little bit of perplexedness around the ground. Guiseley now on the left-hand side with the ball. Danny Lowe plays it in towards Dickinson. Dickinson gets a bit of space into the penalty area. Does well here, Dickinson. Drills a call across the ball towards the goal. Hits the side netting. And it's behind for a goal kick.
Yeah, some good work though from Dickinson to get himself into that position. He was up against it there, challenging with Luke Oliver. He did get past him, was able to get a shot away. Unluckily for him though, it ripples the side netting. But I'm just wondering now, we haven't suffered a defeat like this season. We'd said before about Mark Bauer being consistent with the selection. Perhaps he may make 1 or 2 changes for the Gateshead game next Saturday. Who knows?
Interesting, isn't it? You do wonder what impact this may have. Chance for Danny Boschel to send the ball over the top. Of course, there's a chance to ask Mark Bauer his views on Wednesday night at the Meet the Manager session, which will be held at the clubhouse. It's a good chance to ask any questions about Bauer or assistant Danny Boschel. The questions have all been asked by Aldershot today, and guys, you haven't had an answer. 3-0 down.
Nice link.
I thought so. On the right-hand side now, Aldershot attack, ball into the area. Brodie with a bit of space, finds himself on the edge of the 6-yard box. 4-0. Brodie seems to injure himself in the process, but Guiseley have been undone again. And Richard Brodie, he's had time and space in the penalty area once too often this afternoon, and Guiseley are well and truly beaten here at home at Nethermore. Guiseley 0, Aldershot 4.
Well, Guiseley, they were trying to get themselves forward. They've just been completely undone, and that is the cue for people to start leaving Nethermore. And who can blame them at this stage? Guiseley 0, Aldershot 4.
Brodie seems to be in a bit of discomfort. I think he pulled a muscle while scoring it, and they are going to substitute him. There's no chance that he will continue. He's walking uncomfortably behind the goal, and the Lions have been absolutely torn apart this afternoon. Woking 4, Chester 1. And as Brodie comes off, he is going to be replaced by Charlie Walker. That seems to be the change. So Brodie's 2 goals have helped his side to a 4-0 victory here so far. Could get worse. I'm not sure it could get better. Grimsby 2, Torquay 2. An equaliser there at Grimsby, coming back from 2 goals behind. And for the last 10 minutes, Richard Brodie will take a breather, and Charlie Walker will take his place. You got anything to say about this, Chris?
It's one of those, what do you say? It's so just deflating, demoralising. You know, we've had such a good start to the season. And, you know, we were talking on the way back from Barrow, weren't we, that this could be a game to get something out of, and it's completely gone against us.
Free kick now to Guiseley. Sent long into the penalty area, looking for Boys. He gets the head, but it was Atkinson actually who gets the head, and he doesn't send it as a goal. And again, like you say, goalkeeper not being tested.
Yeah, I'd rather not be you, I think, when it comes to speaking to Mark after this, because I don't think he'll be in much of a mood for talking.
Solihull now leading 3-1 against Staley Bridge. There'll be lessons to be learned, I'm absolutely sure, from this.
There has to be, quite frankly.
At the moment, though, Guiseley have rather collapsed here at home to Aldershot. The ball up towards Liam Dickinson. Gavin Rothery wins the ball. Can he play Brooksby in? Rothery's fouled, and that will be a yellow card for Jim Stevenson. Rather cynical foul, and probably didn't need to do it really in the scheme of things. With his side leading by 4-0. Rothery's down on the ground.
Yeah,
he looks to be in a bit of pain. He'd got clean through past him, hadn't he, before he was brought back.
Yeah, as you say, it was a little bit needless from Jim Stevenson to ring down then. He's going in the book. Rothery does not look happy. He looks very uncomfortable.
So, Guiseley 0, Aldershot 4. 8 minutes to go. Gavin Rothery, after we've made all our changes, is currently on the ground, having been rather cynically fouled there by Jim Stevenson. An equaliser for Nuneaton against Stockport. Nuneaton 1, Stockport 1 in the National North. Still can't get round that, National North. Which one is it?
Yeah, I know what you mean. It doesn't make sense, does it?
And, well, we've got 7 minutes to go here. Rothery's just being tended to on the field. And Guiseley, well, they'll have a free kick about 10, 15 yards up from the edge of the 18-yard box. Been a really good crowd here today. I think it's been a great atmosphere in the ground. Certainly in that first 20 minutes, you felt it was one of those grand occasions at Nethermore. But since that first goal that Richard Brodie scored, which, to be honest, it was a controversial goal. It shouldn't have stood. Simple as that. There was a foul, and it shouldn't have been a goal. But, you know, that aside, guys have been pulled apart. They haven't defended well. They've conceded soft goals. That third goal, for example, from Alexander, a great goal from his perspective. But defensively, it's a shocker, isn't it, from
You're
ours?
just pulling your hair out, aren't you? Because it's nobody gets a challenge in for that third goal. And how? I just do not know.
I was watching the John Barnes documentary. It was very similar to that one in against Brazil. Just walks through. The ball goes in towards the penalty area from the free kick. It's headed away. Individually, the player just manages to feign and deceive the defenders rather than twist and turn his way through. But it's a great goal. It'll look good. But defensively, I'm sure Mark Barrow will be absolutely fuming.
I imagine that'll look a lot better on the Aldershot highlights reel than it will on the Guiseley one somehow.
It won't make it.
But it's certainly going to be a very happy, long journey back down south for the travelling Aldershot supporters and the club and everyone associated with them.
Ball here with Danny Lowe. Danny Lowe looks ahead on the halfway line for a ball to play in. Plays it up towards Dickinson. He heads up in the air looking for Danny Boschel. It can't be won. It's helped away this time by by Jake Gallagher. Throw from Lowe in towards Dickinson. He's still battling away, trying to win the ball back, and does so on this occasion. And is looking to deliver a cross from that left-hand side. He needs to be in there to get on the end of the crosses. Sends it back to Danny Lowe. And guys are deeply frustrated in their attacking play. Hatfield now has the ball. He wants to get it out to the right-hand side where Brooksby is. Toulson gives it to Brooksby. Brooksby now on that right flank, up against Saville. Plays it back here to Toulson. Toulson will cross into the box, up towards Boys, headed away by Beckles. Up towards the edge of the 18-yard box. Hatfield gets the ball into the edge of the D again. And it's played back onto the right-hand side where Toulson crosses. Headed away again. Now it'll fall towards Brooksby inside the 18-yard box, and he sort of half volleys it drills the ball into the ground. It bounces up. It's well claimed by Phil Smith. But I think that must be only the second save he's had to make this half.
Yep. This half, I think, in the match, to be honest, in terms of out shots at him, as we say, that's the second he's had to make. And I know it's early days to dwell, but I'm just thinking to myself, 1 goal in 5 games between 2 strikers. And the play's been there, the build-up play's been there, the link-up play's been there.
Oh, and a poor pass out from Stephen Drench. He's giving it straight to Walker. Walker brings it down the right-hand side, gets it in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. A drilled cross. Unfortunately, no one gets on the end of it, and it goes out. So, as his goal this occasion is untroubled, but the supporters club have had to choose the man of the match today. They've given it to Wayne Brooksby. They had a tough task there. The ball taken away here by Hatfield. Sorry, Chris. It seems to be going end to end. Hatfield just brings it into the centre circle to the left-hand side. Rothery. Can Guiseley get something at the end of this game of consolation? The cross blocked by Alexander. His clearance isn't good. And Guiseley will win the corner, I think. And they do. Quick scoreline update. Corby 2, Bradford Park Avenue 0. FC United 3, Brackley 2. Worcester 2, Chorley 2. And Gateshead 1, Kidderminster 1. Cross comes in towards the edge of the 6-yard box. Headed away. And now Aldershot can counter-attack. How to turn attack into defence. Richards, square here to Barnes-Homer. Plenty of space now for these red shirts to swarm into. The ball's played out to the right-hand side, and it's Stevenson who'll take a shot. This time it's blocked well by Danny Lowe. Picked up by Richards. In no hurry to continue the move. He plays it towards the edge of the D. And Aldershot have possession on the halfway line with Saville.
Would now be a good time to say we could have been at Worcester today.
Yeah. And Walker, the substitute, gets the ball on the edge of the D from Saville. He can't, in this occasion, control. Yeah, we could have been, couldn't we?
I quite like the pies at Agbury. I mean, don't get me wrong, we'll go there anyway at some point this season, but, you know.
Halifax 0, Bromley 2.
Could be worse then.
Every cloud has a silver lining.
Oh, I'm sorry, Halifax.
Oh, dear. Minute and a half to go. Guiseley trailing by 4-0. Brooksby to Rothery on the halfway line. Nice interplay between Brooksby and Rothery. Brooksby gets some space down the right-hand side. And his cross is blocked by Saville. It's behind. And it's a corner. Don't know if we've heard what added time there'll be. The corner is taken into the penalty area. Headed away by Beckles. Picked up now by Charlie Walker. He sends it up towards the other substitute, Richards. Good tackle from Danny Lowe, and it's back into the Aldershot's half. Up in the air now, and into Guiseley's half. Ryan Toulson heads back to Stephen Drench. Drench plays the ball out of his feet straight to Wayne Brooksby, who picks it up on the right-hand side. We'll have another run at this Aldershot defence. Saville, though, sticks to his task. Brooksby gets the cross, but Saville gets enough of a block on it to prevent Brooksby from making any headway. And the ball sent back into Guiseley's half, and Atkinson will ping that down the right flank once again. But again, it's going to be returned by Aldershot. And a brief game of hoofball has broken out, and eventually it goes all the way back to Stephen Drench.
Oh, God.
And Drench, 5 more minutes of this.
It wasn't just me that was groaning then, by the way.
It's a goal a minute, lads. 4-0 down. Brooksby, tackled by Walker. Corner to Guiseley. And the Lions will have a chance for a late consolation in this game with the corner on the right-hand side.
Did I just hear the optimistic Dave Kendra say, come on, lads, we've still got time?
Corner from the right-hand side. Whipped in towards the penalty box and headed away. This time, Aldershot will attack once again. Coming forward down this left-hand side. Good tackle comes in from Hatfield on Walker. Referee decides that that's a Guiseley throw. He's got that one wrong, but never mind. Rothery now runs over the centre circle. Gives the ball to Dickinson. Dickinson sprays the ball out to the right-hand side where Brooksby claims. Chests it down. Brooksby crosses towards the back post. Up towards Dickinson. Nods the ball down. Comfortable for Phil Smith in the end.
He's not done too bad, Liam Dickinson, since he's come on. He's been what he was brought on to do, which is a target. He's won a couple of the aerial battles. He's had a couple of headers at goal. Nothing troubling, admittedly, but he's been in the right positions.
Clearance from the goalkeeper, and the only man that runs for it from the Guiseley back line is not for the Guiseley back line or any of the players in that part of the field, is Charlie Walker. It eventually is claimed by Stephen Drench. And Brooksby gives the ball to Hatfield from Drench's clearance. Rothery in the centre circle. Still another 3 minutes of this. Gives the ball to Hatfield. Hatfield surging forward, driving through 3 or 4 players, but eventually going to run out of potential. Toulson closes down Walker. Gets a touch, and I thought he got a touch on the ball. Walker goes down, but free kick's given. You can understand why. Forest Green Rovers 3, Lincoln City 1. Another scoreline. Preparations still being underway here at Nethermore for the live game at BT Sport on the 2nd of October. Let's hope the lads give a far better account of themselves then than they have today.
Yeah, it is quite remarkable, to be fair, when you think about how far the club's come.
There's a couple of late goals. I'll tell you about them in a moment because there's nothing against Aldershot. Anyway, it's a free kick to Guiseley, but big goals here. Dover 2, Altrincham 1. Tranmere 0, Boreham Wood 2. And Halifax have just got one back against Bromley, so it's 2-1 now to Bromley.
Boreham Wood, though, what a scalp that is for them.
It's going to be a heck of a result, isn't it? This isn't so spectacular, though. Guiseley 0, Aldershot 4. And the Shots enjoying the last few moments of this afternoon's play as we're 3 minutes into stoppage time with the 5 that are to be played. The ball back with the goalkeeper, Phil Smith. By Walker towards towards Charlie Walker, that is, Dan Walker, towards Charlie Walker. And Guiseley do defend. Get the ball away this time with Danny Lowe down the left-hand side. He's up against...
This time, make it still to go.
Clearance from the goalkeeper, and this time Barnes Homer is adjudged to have tugged at the shirt of Rob Atkinson. Woking 4-2 up now against Chester. And both Harrogate and Bradford Park Avenue have finished. Harrogate drew 0-0 at home to Tamworth, and Corby have beaten Bradford Park Avenue 2-0. We'll round up those scorelines very shortly. Here, we're very much into the final few seconds. Guys, you've just earned a throw just up from the corner flag on the left-hand side. Last chance to launch the ball into the penalty box, see if they can muster a consolation. Back here to Rothery. Rothery curls into the box, headed away. Referee calls time. The cheers around the ground are all the visiting fans. It's been a muted afternoon for the Lions after a bright start. They had chances to take the lead, and then a controversial goal for Richard Brodie got Aldershot on their way. 3 more followed, including a cracker from Shea Alexander, and Guiseley have been completely undone. Guiseley 0, Aldershot Town 4.
A very, very disappointing afternoon for the Lions and for Mark Bauer. You know, Guiseley have been... They've created their own downfall in the second half, and especially the second goal. The first one shouldn't have stood. There was a clear foul in the build-up, but it didn't go in Guiseley's favour. And from then on, Aldershot have looked comfortable on the back and taken their chances when they've arrived. We haven't tested the goalkeeper enough. We've had crosses, but we haven't had shots. Phil Smith's had so little to do. By my reckoning, 2 proper saves from shots on target in 90 minutes. It isn't good enough. And a lot of lessons have to be learnt, and a lot of work has